welcome to another fun Thursday. Good. Is that supposed to be another language? Wait, this is what? Is this Pig Latin or actual language? I can't even tell. I've never seen those words before. What does that mean? It's like you're speaking to me. It's like you're speaking to me. Eh? They're speaking to each other now! Must be one of the many languages I don't know. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Hi roomies. How have you been? It must be you. What? I'm running through the Europe? Is it like... What's it? Oh, when I hear my Norwegian friends talk, this kind of sounds like that, no? Isn't that a little bunch of like European languages that kind of sound similar? I heard that there's some languages where even if you don't speak the language, you can still understand tiny bits. Haha! Yada! Yay, I learned something from my friends! I am a genius! Yes! Said friend also told me all about like Norwegian folklore and how scary it is. Something about like the Ice Queen or whatever. I don't know. It was just her. She's being weird. She watched this weird movie where there was like blue people and she was just trying to explain the plot. The plot to me. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Trophy. But yeah, welcome to this week's Zatsudan, where I look through the internet and explain to you all my brain rots of the week. Already called a friend. I call all my friends weird. The fact that they're friends of me says enough. That in itself is a statement, no? 12. Whoa, time zones be crazy. Ooh, it's okay. Wait, what's the funny word? We call it whimsy. Our friendship is full of whimsy. Literally midday. Good afternoon. I hope you have a really super good day. Yes. I have been, what have I been up to recently? So there's been a lot of interesting stuff happening recently, right? Wouldn't you agree, guys? I, for one, got back into anime and manga, so I've been kind of binge reading series and stuff. When all your friends are weird, what's the chance you're the odd one out? No! Wait, no. I would say I am the normal one out of all my friends. Right? Yeah. I think I am normally the normal one. But it could also be because I don't know how to read a room. I was telling someone recently because I was in a normie conversation, right? It was a bunch of normie people and we were talking, they were complaining about like their work and stuff. And they were like, oh, your housemaid duties. And I'm just like, oh, I don't really have issues with my superiors. I don't know. I feel like my superiors always treat me like a rare specimen. Like a rare animal of some sort. Because I think when they first meet me, they're like, oh, must be, she just has some interesting hobbies or whatever. And then later on, when they get to know me, they're like, that's, Lillian is just Lillian. And that's just how my friends treat me as well. Sometimes they'll be like, yep, that checks out. Our friends will cook that? No! That's how you know they truly understand you. That's how you understand each other. You have to... I think friendship is a nice... The most important thing about friendship to me is meeting everyone halfway, right? Because even if I don't fully understand what my friends are talking about, I'll still listen to them yap about it and stuff. And then they also meet me halfway because they realize that I am a very rational person, okay? I'm a very rational person. If they have an issue, I will do 100% in my power to fix it, no matter the circumstances. You could call me Fix It Felix. Because, you know, there was a whole, like, conversation on Discord years ago about, like, how, males, like, psychologically, when they hear a problem, they want to fix it. And girls just want to talk about the feelings. Sometimes I can. Like, I understand, like, ranting and something. When you rant and want to get something off your chest, then that's totally understood. Sometimes sharing your problems fixes it. But if I hear someone, like, complaining about something and, like, the solution seems really obvious or they're at fault, I am bad at lying or faking a reaction. So I will say it as it is. Yeah. Sounds like, I don't know, a you problem, because didn't you already encounter this before? And you ignored all my advice, so I don't know what you want me to say, my guy. Girl, buddy, old pal. What's happening? Hi, Echo. We're talking about how I have friends. Someone called Lillian weird. Aaron calls me weird. No, they say you're really special. That's how you know it's bad. That's how you know it's bad. Oh, sometimes if they're like being careful, they're like, oh, you're really interesting. And I'm like, thanks! That's just a polite way. Exactly. In my defense, I think I share and choose to share them specific stories. Because there's not a lot of like stories I can tell them without sounding like I am useless. A lot of the stories I tell you guys are very, how do I say it? Makes me look like an idiot or that I'm super clumsy. So obviously, in my maid duties, I don't want to come off as irresponsible or clumsy. That would be very not cool of me. That would really betray all the trust that they will continue to give me because I am cool, you know? So that's why all the stories I tell them are more from my past and like things out of my control. Oh, like one of the stories is how I remember I'll tell the story in full. But I think one of the stories that I told my co-mates before is that I used to be really into theater and acting and in plays and stuff. But I got typecasted as a victim. Like if there was any play and someone needed to be beat up or cry on stage or act sad, that was me. That was my default role. Whoever the teacher or whatever, who the director was, instantly, there, you're up. I like to think it's because I can cry on demand, and I just look pitiful. Yes. But I was talking to my friend about it, because we were talking about theater, and like, I kind of stopped doing theater because I never got to be able to try different roles, so I got bored of it pretty quickly. And I was just telling her, and I was like, oh yeah, there was one play that I just didn't really like doing because I think the person who was acting with me was pretty bad and it was really hard. Yeah. Specifically, it was supposed to be a play where it was a toxic relationship and the other person was supposed to be like toxic masculinity abusive. And they were just supposed to like beat me up, right? And we learned like choreography and stuff and how to do like all this like the fights and stuff. But just them insulting me really took me out. Like I had to focus and stay in character because the other actor was extremely they were extremely gay. And they refused to put and to commit to the role, so it wasn't very realistic. Well, I guess to the character, right? So it was very much like, oh, yes, no, of course, yeah, of course I won't talk to anyone else, But yeah, but basically what happened was one of the higher-ups, the head maid, walked in while I was telling my friend this story, and then all she heard was me saying, oh, so I was abused. In the play, okay? In the play! I was the character! And I think she freaked out a little bit. But yeah. Where was I going in this story? Anyway, guys, welcome. Sorry, that was a weird story to walk into, Oil King. Boom boom pow! Yeah, but the whole theme, it was supposed to be based on realism. Okay. Yeah, I'm into theater. I like musicals as well. And normal plays? I like reading plays every once in a while. If you guys have plays, I like reading screenplays after watching a movie, because I feel like sometimes it's like interesting what the actors' choices are, and sometimes you find like extra meanings for stuff as well, like wordplay that you might have missed or whatever. Very cool. Very snazzy. Very snazzy. It was going! Yeah. But, in general, I think... with a voice like mine, you don't get to play a lot of cool characters or authoritative characters, and I think that's on them. That's rude. I think I could pull off like a really cool person. Oh, yeah, what's it? I always play Juliet in Romeo and Juliet. Or in like plays where everyone had to be like slightly crazy and stuff. I was the messenger. That always end up dead for some reason. Why am I always shooting the messenger? The voice is kind of important. Hey, you guys like my voice acting? There's some... Okay, I can't change my voice that much, but there's nuances. Like you can change it up slightly to fit characters more. But yeah, it makes sense, I guess. I guess people normally have like a very clear image of who they want. I still think I became Lillian only because of my voice. That is my headcanon now. After everything that happened. The hobby theater, yeah, shouldn't try to get to different roles. But you should always try to expand, otherwise you can never grow. And growing is important in your hobbies as well. Getting better. How are you supposed to practice? The thing of practicing plays is, when you do a play, it's like a 3 to 6 month commitment. So you're just doing the same thing and like perfecting one performance and then pulling it off right. The thing I like about it, rather than like film acting though, is that you have several tries and you can experiment, and sometimes the energy is different and people make different choices. So each time you perform it, it's slightly different, and so you are refining it until like the very last day, or experimenting until the very last day, right? For film, I'm pretty sure it's as close as perfect to whatever the director thinks. I would agree. What do you have? Does sound kind of intimidating. Exactly. That child was so intimidated. Okay, but this is why I'm scared though, right? Because whenever it's my trauma. So I don't know if you guys know this, but I saw a tweet just before the stream started. It was really funny because it's living rent free in my head, and it was someone talking about why do all the comfy streamers I know, like ASMR, like comfy game streamers, all play League of Legends. And then I was looking at the replies, and someone was like, they gotta let the toxicity out somewhere. I'm like, ha! True! I guess so! But I was crashing out earlier today because I saw another video where I was talking about how like there's some really high ranked like there's some K-pop idols that are really high ranked in games, and that made me a little sad because I'm like I feel like I play games a lot, and at most I'm only gold, and I don't know if it's because I'm stopping myself from getting better because I kind of quit up like reach gold because I'm like yeah good enough. Anything more than this seems like a what's it? Sunken cost fallacy, but the opposite, where you're like, it's way too much time to get any better. I really just committed to becoming like above average for everything. I take jack of all trades very, very seriously. My goal in life is just to become slightly above average in anything that I try. But you're too nice to go take it somewhere. Yeah, I'm not a toxic gamer though. I'm not! Don't! Okay, stop with the allegations right there. If I was a toxic gamer, I would be so scared of fighting for my life all the time. But yeah, so recently they talked about adding legal... Oh wait, did they announce that it's happening? I think Trouble can clarify. But they wanted to add team chat to League of Legends, so you have to start talking to randoms, and it traumatized me because I don't trust that game company to do that because I used to play their FPS game and I quit playing solely because I kept on hot micing. Like I would turn off mics in like for lobbies in general because that's how FPS games work. They love chatting. They love voice chatting, so I turned it on only for party, right? So it was off. The one time I was playing with my friend, and then she was really confused because she's like, oh, is your mic on? And I'm like, no, it's literally off. Why would I turn it on? We're talking in Discord. And she's like, I don't think it is. And I was like, wait, you're lying. Say psych. And then there was just like a random guy in the game who was like, oh, girl. And I was like, oh, cover blind, take cover, hide. Oh, it was so awkward. It's like one of those things, so, when I debuted, I wanted to try and do a lot of stuff because 3D is cool, right? And since I had a bunch of 3D stuff, I was like, oh, and, my CEO at the time was really into, like, VR chat. I wanted to make a bunch of VR chat content, but it was really hard to, like, film content because, obviously, I had to make friends from scratch, and then they'd always ask to follow me and stuff, which I think is normal for VR chat, but I'm like, oh, I really don't think I should. I don't think we should become friends in this game. Sorry. And then they were like, oh, I'd just be kicked out instantly from Worlds because they'll be like, are you like 10? And I'm like, no, I'm not. And they'll be like, prove it. I'm like, well, that complicates things a little bit, doesn't it? So that was why we never got cool VR chat content. Apart from me just doing Zatsudans in the game. But yeah. The world is not made for people with higher voices. Most technology. It's the what's it? Survivor bias, right? Survivor bias. I need that voice chat. If you don't need it, you just turn it off. Exactly. I hope nothing changes in my games. VR chat is the worst place to make friends because it's the easiest way to chat, so... Yeah, but that's the whole point. The whole point is everyone's there to make friends. As long as you don't go to, like, one of the weird public worlds, right? Normally people stick to, like, specific worlds. I don't mind it. I used to use that a lot to practice Japanese. But in the worlds where, like, you had to do several questions to get in, so you had to have some fundamental knowledge of Japanese, so they weren't just, like... You know, e-daters. And Santa-sama, thank you for the follow. I wanted to say something briefly. You have a beautiful personality. You're beautiful. You're unique. There's only one of you. You have a beautiful voice. I wish you a happy, long life full of love. Thank you. You too. You think normal people make friends of you? Yeah, normal people hang out. I think so. Well, at least there's a lot of people who like practice languages and stuff, or like educational stuff. No? Just to go to public worlds. I think, from what I understood from VR chat, this is because like my manager and stuff was really into VR chat as well, is that most people who play VR chat and like are normal have their circle of friends, so you just have to kind of get in and talk to the circle of friends. So it's very much just like how normal friendship works. You know? You kind of just have to meet a friend and then meet their friends, and then you kind of... Because no one really goes to public worlds if you can help it. Yo. But it's survivorship bias. It's like how all technology when I was first messing with my sound, I always struggled a lot because sound suppression always never works for my voice because it cuts off like whenever I get excited, which is a lot. And it just like gets rid of any sound above a certain decibel. Boo! And then sometimes with all those like text to speech type things, because my voice is high and I have an Australian accent, it kind of confuses it a lot because normally it's only made for American accents. Hi, Kens! Boo! It's like how seatbelts were made with mostly testing on like male bodies. So then I remember getting told off for it because I would always like sleep funky in like cars and stuff. But it's just because the seatbelts always like go into my neck and it hurts. So I always used to pull it, but then everyone's always like, oh, and that's not very safe. And I'm like, yeah, but otherwise it just like it slowly digs into my neck and it hurts. Aren't there female crash test dummies? Yeah, but it's kind of different. They use it more, but for like actual tests, I think it's more based on like male weights and stuff. They made child seats. Hey, you take that back. You take that back right now. Normally, you can join Discord the same hobbies to make friends though, because people with the same interests as you are gathering. That is how normal people make friends. Yeah. Like open community Discords. I made friends that way as well. For me, I think most of my closest friends are from like different hobbies, like projects. You like this? New chat box? Who dis chat box? Like you channel or chat box? You alive? Are you sentient? You sentient? Yeah. Oh, that was a topic that we talked about a few streams ago that I never touched on. And I saw a funny TikTok about it. Basically, if I had to describe what the TikTok was about, it was this guy and he was like chewing on his food and he was like, oh, when you're eating but you want to go to the bathroom, and he just sticks his head out and he chews outside. And it's a joke about contamination OCD. You know? You guys understand that concept? So like, this is when it gets kind of new or spicy. It's like specific things where like if it touches the air in there, it makes it bad. Personally, I would never eat in a bathroom. That's why I was so shocked before when I brought it up that I found out some people like eat when they take a bath, and that I think that's partially why I could never understand the self-care thing. For those who don't know, there was like a whole trend a few years ago where you had to do self-care and people were really pushing baths. I bet it's those bath bomb shops that were like really selling the trend. And then people just take baths and they would relax that way. But I tried to do it and I was so bored. And then people would say like, read a book. But I read manga and it's like, you get the book wet. And they're like, read a digital book. And I'm like, I would drop my phone in the water. And so they're like, you can eat a snack. And I'm like, what is this, a hot springs? What? I'll make a plate and eat it in the bath? What type of thing is that? I'll just eat after the bath. I'll eat while gaming. Why would I sit in the bath for a few hours if I could just take like a 5-minute shower? And then go play games or something. So I never understood the whole concept of self-care in that concept. But I heard that there's people who have like shower snacks and they just bring snacks into the shower. Because there was a girl who was ranking. I made a TikTok especially, and I think some of my friends have talked about them doing it. I can't remember who, so I can't roast them publicly. But Let it be known that there's some VTubers out there, I'm pretty sure, that take snacks into their showers and are ranking them. And there's some people like eating like fruit and stuff because they're like, it's healthy and it doesn't get like soggy. I would never eat bread in the shower. Like, who would eat bread in the shower? Yo. It's like how some things are like just feel wrong, but they're not. It's like when you have like a mug and it feels weird to bring a mug out like into public, right? Because that's what water bottles are for. Or it's like sometimes like I'll be eating breakfast or something and I have a bowl and I'll just stick everything in my mouth and then I'll just run out with that, because anything that uses like cutlery or bringing cutlery with you, even if you just stick it in your bag, doesn't feel right. Soggy snacks. If you have time to eat a snack in the shower, how long are you spending in there? Some people like relaxing in the shower. Like it's like their me time, right? Maybe this isn't an Australian thing because it was like you're supposed to take 5-minute showers. I take boiling hot showers. So I think it's a girl thing too. Okay, so I saw a bunch of like social media stuff on this too, but people don't understand. But girls prefer long and like boiling hot showers. I don't know why. Like if I'm not physically burning, it's not a shower. Sometimes when I go overseas, the water pressure isn't really strong and like the water just doesn't get as hot as I like it. And it's really sad. It's really sad. Yes, hot showers. Exactly. Like, if you don't leave your shower and you can see, like, vapor and, like, condensation going off you and steam coming off you, are you even clean? Mug is a bit overkill if you bring it to the restaurant. Okay, not to the restaurant, but, like, if you bring it to your, like, your car or, like, walk around the neighborhood holding a mug. That just gives off, Obata vibes, no? Put the bread in a sandwich bag, but then your hands will get wet. Oh, you know when you're holding something? Sometimes I play music on my phone when I'm taking a shower. When you tap on your phone and then the water just rolls down your arm. Ooh! I bring my Lillian mug wherever I want. Yes! Bring me along! I love going on road trips. So you enjoy cooking yourself. It's not cooking. I'm cooking all the microbes. No wonder you need so many skincare products. Literally wrecking your skin. No, it's a girl thing, I swear. It's not just me. It's a girl thing. I totally drink like chocolate on a porch if I have a big house. Sometimes I watch all the movies with like the old ladies on the like rocking chair drinking like coffee or like hot chocolate on the porch, and I'm like, wow, you know what? That would actually be the life. If I wasn't chronically online, maybe I was gonna say if I wasn't chronically online, maybe I really enjoy that, but maybe that is what I need to like balance the chronically online-ishness. I got my hot shower with a cold ladle rinse. Ooh, nice. My shower goes from 0 to 9 and my good temperature is a little over 8. Oh, yes, but I don't wash my hair in like boiling hot water though, because that's bad for your hair. So you should do that with cold water. Otherwise you get more hair loss. Take it from me. When you wash yourself with a hot shower, you get sick more easily the more you do it. Really? I don't know about that. I've never heard that before. Girl, you have to train yourself to withstand cold. I'm fine with the cold. You just go put more clothes on. Like, the winter is nice because I just have like 3 blankets and like really thick blankets. So it's like a homemade weighted blanket at that point. Yeah. But contamination is the whole thing with contamination. We're talking about bathrooms. I don't understand bringing food into the bathroom because as soon as anything goes into the bathroom, it's icky. Like when I go to the store, like you know when you're at a mall or shopping, in Australia it's called a shopping center. Going to a shopping center or like a mall, right? I don't bring any of my bags in. Like if I buy a bunch of stuff, there's always like a designated girl in a group, in my friend group. who like stands outside and waits for everyone. Because ain't no way I'm bringing in all my stuff. Also, I don't know if other people have been told this, but my parents used to give me all these like different warnings and advice that I don't take seriously because I'm like, what are the chances? And I like to assume I'm lucky, but they're always getting mad at me because they're like, what if your luck runs out? And I'm like, okay, fair enough, but I think I would just deal with the circumstances then. Sometimes it's better not to live life in fear, right? No fear! Hi, Doodle! Already bald? Yeah, but it's still not good for you! I think... Okay, hot water is okay for skin, but, well, I guess it doesn't matter too much, but... I guess that works. Oh. I guess you don't have to worry about all the other stuff, too. Oh! Wait, this is a public service announcement. Because I was thinking about bald people, and I was like, oh yeah. I guess you don't need to use shampoo and conditioner, because you don't need shampoo, because it's all skin, and it's just body wash. But a friendly reminder, right? Skincare tips! Wait, no. Okay, this is maybe just for the girls. This is for everyone who doesn't use like 3-in-1 soap, okay? But people who use conditioner, reminder to always wash your body and scrub after you use conditioner and rinse it off, because that can also clog your pores. And some people have skincare, like, have like issues with that on their skin. I see that a lot. Public toys are a different matter. Okay, wait, let me continue that chain of thought, right? That chain of thought. So something that my parents used to tell me. This is like, I'll go from least insane to like, most insane to least insane, okay? So the reason I don't know how to whistle is because when I was younger, my parents told me that if I whistled at nighttime, I would summon snakes. And I was kind of scared of snakes. Because I was convinced that there was a snake that lived in my backyard. Because there was a tree that they chopped down, but I don't think they got the right permits to chop it down, so they were trying to hide the evidence. So they just chopped it, and I think stumps sometimes can grow up. So they took the big old stone on top of it. So it's just like a stone in the ground, right? That kind of was slightly lifted, so you can kind of see underneath it, but it looked like it was just a hole. Honestly, they could have just been serial killers, because isn't that... I've been watching movies, and that's how people bury things in the backyard. But they told me, Lillian, never go near that rock, because that's where snakes live. And we trapped a snake underneath there years ago. So I was convinced there was a giant snake that lived in my backyard. And so that's why they told me never to whisper at night. Whistle at night. And that's why I never learned how to whistle. Anyway, I never. And like... whistling is not something you think about, like, often, so you just never practice, right? That sounds sus. A lot. What you gotta do about it? Your parents didn't want you whistling or making noise at night. Exactly, suspicious. Mimi, thank you for the gift. I appreciate it, thank you. I heard though people can still have dandruff. Dandruff is a skin thing though, right? Just use 3-in-1 shampoo, man. It works the same. No, it doesn't! It doesn't! The hair doesn't feel the same. I use 3-in-1 shampoo. All my friends try to put me on like baby shampoo because they say that it's like weaker and stuff. I like my brand of shampoo. It smells nice. And like, it makes my hair shiny. 3-in-1 seem weird to me. I think having 3 products for one is like a little intense, but I think it's useful. It's useful. I care a lot about hygiene. I have 2 different body washes as well. I have one specifically that kills bacteria because, you know, it's better for you. And then you have like the ones where like it's just moisturizing for some reason and it just smells nice. There's layers. That's why my showers are so long. Oh, for me, you shouldn't whistle at night because you might summon a ghost to whisk you away. Why did no one's parents want them whistling at nighttime? What? What's wrong? Ringing a bell at night? What? Is this just a thing? Is this a thing? Isn't the body stuff doing a lot more harsh to hair? I'd assume so. I think your skin can handle a lot more than your hair can. Well, I guess it's around the same because your hair is already dead, so it's just like maintaining it and making sure it doesn't dry out too much, right? Guess if you never like put product into your hair or like do heat treatments and stuff, it shouldn't be too hard. Shouldn't be too hard, right? Y'all's parents were wait, it gets more complicated. So I always travel. I'm used to traveling like for when I went to schools, right? Schools always was like 45 minutes to an hour or more away from me. So I've been traveling since I was super young to get to school. And one of the things my parents taught me from like pretty early on was like, there's a lot of crazy out there. There's crazies out there that will push you off the platform and you get murdered. And so they told me, Lillian, whenever you're taking a train to school, always hug a pole. Hug one of the poles there. Which I'm like, okay. And so I used to do it when I was a kid. Just imagine me as a kid, you just go to a train platform and there's just like a kid there with a giant backpack because for some reason, why do all kids get given such giant backpacks? Just hugging a pole there. It's the worst because if you're like in a really like okay, technically I wasn't in a dodgy area, but if you're in a dodgy area, isn't that where like all the weirdos pee and stuff as well? Okay? Like eventually I grew out of it and I was like, no, as long as I'm like aware enough and I'm like sitting or like not like on the edge of the platform, which you're not supposed to be. They have all those warnings, just to stand right close to the platform. Yeah, but one time my parents called me and like texted because they were driving past the station and they were like looked back to me and they're like, she's not hugging the pole, and they texted me and I was like, okay. Just the awkward stares out the distance to see them watching me. Oh god, walks to a pole. That's the dumbest advice ever. It's because I hear like on the news there's like freak accidents. It's like the good and bad thing about like all the news coverage is like you hear every little thing and like a lot of things are like blown up a lot more, right? Or like gets passed on a lot more. So I don't think it's as common, but it feels more common, or like all these freak accidents and stuff. So that's why I kind of paranoid. Backpack is cool, but more bigger is more cool. No! So you don't need to bring half the stuff. You don't need to bring half the stuff. Your parents sound like wussies. They're just careful. Okay, and now this is the full loop. This is why I started on this conversation, right? So one of the things my parents told me as well is when you use like the public bathroom, you know how there's hooks behind the door? Never hang anything on there. Because that's what you're supposed to put your bag or like your jacket when you use public bathrooms, right? They told me never put stuff there because supposedly there's like thieves out there who just like go into the bathrooms to just snatch whatever's on the hook and see if they can grab anything good. And then you can't go do anything because you're probably like mid using the bathroom, right? And then I explained it to my friends and now it's just like a solid agreement that someone always stands outside the bathroom or like we take turns. So someone can hold all your stuff. Plus, I don't want like all my nice little shopping bags going and touching the bathroom air. Icky. I was told of that too. Yes! Common experience. Middle school was the worst time. So many big books on uni and used a single binder for everything. I just gave up. What was it? I think it was in specifically, I think by 10th grade, I gave up and I used one notebook for everything. And everyone gave me weird looks because they were like, how do you keep this organized? And I'm like, I don't. I just memorize everything and it's fine. So basically, it would work like a binder, but it was just one notebook. And then I would do all that classes, do it in order of class, and I'll just remember which class I did what. Yeah. And I'll just remember where in each notebook it was, so that's how I studied. Yeah, I only wrote in a notebook. Yo. I don't like writing, I never liked writing digital notes because I didn't like the programs and stuff, and I feel like typing was always really confusing to me. That's the secret. I don't know why I'm not a good typer. Like, even when I was like writing essays and stuff, you know how like you have to read stuff out? I would always highlight it and write all the important quotes in a notebook, right? And under different sections. And so each essay and like thesis and stuff I did had its own notebook with like color-coded pages, and I would just know which quote was where. And then I would just write down like part of like the Harvard or whatever other method. What's that, EPA or whatever source, and then I would have a long bookmark, and I would like folder, and I would put all those sources there to reference and write my bibliography after. It kind of go crazy at a certain point. It was like little thick books. But I just cause I wrote them down and I would color code them, that I would just memorize where everything was, so it's pretty easy. I think it hits different when you write down everything. It's like my brain works like, you know, those crime scene like thread type things. So when I'm like putting together ideas, that's how it kind of works. So I need to do it on paper and like visualize everything, otherwise it doesn't make sense. Maybe it's an aphantasia thing. Maybe I'm just clinically insane. But yeah, I don't like doing things digitally. If I can not, I won't. Without me continuing the game, no, today's a Zatsudan stream. We'll probably continue it next week. Cause today, I probably have to go to bed early. I only ever read my math notes. For everything else, the book was better and easier. I think math notes, you kind of just can read the textbooks, no? And then everything else is just a sample. So if you really want to, you can go back to like old work you did. But as long as you know the basic, it pretty much works out. You just have to figure out which ones to apply. You'll write down stuff in high school? Yeah! It's called education! Either that or just read the textbooks and they'll just have everything. Okay, I'll teach the grade school how to get good grades. Just get a tutor that use the future class rep to teach you. But that just means you're like ahead. Eventually, you kind of stagnate, right? You kind of stagnate. I used to do tutoring. I used to go to tutoring as well. And I would always be put like 2 years ahead. I think like towards the end of schooling, it got really sad. Because you'd spend like a whole entire year prepping for whatever your country's version of like the SATs and stuff are, right? So you'd have to like memorize like essays and learn how to write essays and all this content, and it'll pretty much be like the same-ish content every year. And I just did that for like 2 years straight. 3 years, I guess, technically. And I'll just meet a bunch of like really cool older kids, and I'll be friends with them, and they'll be like, well, we graduate now, so see you never, because we're not gonna keep in contact with a kid. So I'll just be like, oh, well, I guess it's just me and the teacher again. Yeah. Makes the blood flows written. It was proven that writing helps with memorizing stuff. Aren't they introducing like are they? I heard that they wanted to introduce like digital versions of doing like exams, so you can just type it up. But I don't know how that would work either. Cause the thing with like me writing stuff is you had to write a lot and like practice your arm muscles. So I remember everyone like sticky taping like batteries and like erasers onto their pens so they could build arm muscles so their hand wouldn't be as sore. So that was a thing. But I guess like if they do change everything to digital, you just have to learn how to type quicker. Everyone has to learn how to touch type. But I hear that a lot of people, like younger people, don't know how to like type properly at all. Like I never thought I was really good at typing, but supposedly they switch everything to touchscreen, and there's like a whole generation where they only use touchscreen. And so they get confused by like the concept of a computer. Like browsers and like using a mouse. And then they type with like 2 fingers because I'm used to iPads or whatever. And I'm like, oh boy. What? How do you type that quick then? I don't think you could type that fast with 2 fingers though. 31st? Wait, hold up. 31st? There's no 31st. Hold on. Let me open Twitter. I'm on the wrong tab. Where's my tab? Oh, wait, I'm looking at it. No wonder. My schedule. Did I write 31st? Oh, my goodness. I mean, 1st. It's February. Sorry, I meant 1st. That's the 1st. Sunday? It's whatever Saturday is. In case the time. Oh, that's so dumb. Whoopsie. Ignore that. I comprehended. Just 25, 26, 27. That's month 28. I was like, yes, it's the last day of the month, so it must be the 31st. Whoops. Yeah. We'll see. There was a really big loop. There was a thought process, but there was a really big loop for it, okay? It's like how I don't know my right to the left, so this is just... It get there in the end, it just takes a little bit. You need me as smart kids taking photos of blackboards. Naturally, they never actually use those notes. Yeah! I was also one of those people who, like, took photos until I realized I would never look at them. I think, best educational strat, take it from me, is to befriend a smart kid and just take all their notes. If you befriend several smart kids and take their notes, and you can, like, compile them together to make the master notes. Because some person will always miss something. And then, yeah, if you just memorize it, you're Gucci. Come with me, I was really challenged with the joys of being a farm child. But that's cool as well. I've learned like a lot of different stories and stuff. Some people I knew were like, when I was younger, their family were like circus. They were circus kids, right? So they would just go to boarding school and things. And it was always really interesting hearing about what like they get up to like on the vacations and stuff. That's always so fascinating for me. Do you ever record the teacher speak and share in a group chat and some kids will fail despite that? There's like audio summaries, right? And then like note-taking stuff where you just like speak into it or record those teachers speaking and it'll just summarize the notes. I don't think it will be the same. Like you still have to study it, right? I for one can memorize notes easily, so I never had that much of an issue, but I still enjoy like... I think studying is aesthetic. I like the aesthetic of studying. I think that's what kept it alive. I liked going on like study groups and stuff. Because it made me feel smart. Because my friends would always ask me to like explain something to them. That's another thing. That's the importance of having friends, right? And study groups. Because if you can't explain to someone a concept, then that means that you just don't know it well enough, I think. And I think it's a good way to like figure out what there's holes in your knowledge. Very much an iceberg. Sunday anyway, so you don't know it's Sunday. Yeah. Hi Kara, thanks for the follow. What's up? I used to get lost in my thoughts at class. Sometimes the teacher erased the lecture and I'm staring at the blank area of the blackboard. Yeah, I mean, I just slept in most of my classes. Supposedly they disproved it, but everyone has... I still think it's true. But like everyone has different like ways to learn. Like some people are better with like listening and like getting someone to teach them, explain to them. Some people do better at like reading things and stuff as well. I think normally it's just like how much effort and how much I can pay attention to it. Because a lot of times reading is a lot quicker, I think, than having someone like watching someone explain something to you. That's... unless you need a very visual representation of what's going on. Some kids are doing part-time while studying. That's also worth doing. Yeah. He said that's just PTSD. So much garbage with no rhyme or reason. The only reason I managed to pass was because I knew lecturer's favorite topic that she made the thesis for. It really do be like that. It really do be like that. Oh, I think one of the reasons why I'm so obsessed with like jack of all trades and like being above average for everything is because do you guys know like the small pond, big little fish, small ponds, little fish, big pond saying thing? Let me find the exact wording. What is it considered? It's like a metaphor? Allegory? No. Yeah, it's a metaphor. Little fish in a big pond. Yeah. Big fish in a small pond. It's like one of those things because for those who don't know, I went to a pretty academically focused school, right? So one of the things they tell you from like really early on is like you still have to build up good habits. You have to get good at studying because right now you're just a big fish in a small pond. So even if you're like the best here, it doesn't mean that you'll be the best anywhere else. And it's like one of those things where I'm like, if I'm just above average at everything, I think it will check out. I think it will be fine. I also never liked like the competitiveness of things when like that sort of things happen. Yeah, I'm just not a very competitive person, I think. So the only one I'm competing with is like my perceived skill level and what I perceived as average. Because there's no reasonable way to consider what the average of like humankind on any skill is, right? Because like sure I can claim that I'm like slightly above average in my drawing skills, but like there's plenty of people who are like prodigies. Or there's a lot of people who are like really good because they put in a lot of time and they're really passionate about it. And there's some people who like have like undiscovered talents in it as well. So that's just like a fluffy way for me to like say that I think I'm like a decent skill at it. And I would get better, but I have other hobbies. Yeah. Could also mean many things. Lacking perspective, limited growth. Yeah, but growth and perspective come hand in hand, no? I talked about this several times, but with any creative pursuit, I think there's different ways that you can do things as well. A lot of people are talking about how, like, people don't paint like they used to in the Renaissance. I'm as big as a fan of the Renaissance era as everyone else is, but people say, like, oh, about the, you know how people drew, like, photorealistic art and stuff, yada yada yada, yada yada yada. Spent all their lives painting photorealistic stuff. That is a skill, and they were known for that, and that's like all they did their entire lives because they were like, how the system worked there was they had patrons and they were just paid, and their entire job was just to get good at drawing people. Stuff like that. So you do have people who still do that, but it's not as common because most people don't have the resources and stuff to commit to doing something like that. And with like the art form of photography, it's not as much as in demand. So a lot of people care more about expressing, and that's why like impressionism and a lot of more like symbolic artwork, abstract artwork is more of a thing because that comes purely from human ingenuity. You're not fond of spelling the Renaissance? I can spell it. I think for anything related to art, more unless it's like atrocious, it's just extra content. That's something that I think as a content creator, like think about a lot. Or like sometimes I lose confidence in stuff and I'm like hesitant to post it, but I know you guys will enjoy it either way. So even if it's not up to my like standards or like I don't like it anymore, it's more like it's more content, and it's the soup theory. It's the soup theory I was talking about. So there was like the theory or the thing on TikTok where it's called the bean soup theory, right? And it originates from this person writing a bean soup recipe and posting it. And people in the comment was asking, what if I don't like beans? Can I make it without beans, right? And it's describing how everyone makes things about themselves even if it isn't for them, per se, as well. So even if, like, it's not lack of creativity. No, it's not just lack of creativity. It's just not for them. Like, if you don't like something, you don't have to be a hater. You can just scroll as well, right? Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I've learned enough, been online enough where I'm like, well, okay. Well, just ignore things. What if I don't like Lily? She talks to the Bob all the time. What voice? Bob talks to you guys? I think you guys need to go see a psychotherapist. I'll hear anything. That's an incredible thing to be hearing then. Maybe that was the audio pops. I like to think my hearing would pick that up, but no. No? Though, there are some things that I think... I have qualms with, okay? I have qualms with it. I have qualms with some things. And that's when things are made with no consideration of function. Because there's been like a lot of things recently where... there was that one computer brand that released... How do I describe it? Okay. So this is some drama. I don't normally go into drama, but I think this is not barely drama. So... girls on the internet have always been kind of like flamed for like liking cutesy stuff. Is that a crime? We just like cute stuff. Everyone likes cute stuff. Cute stuff makes people happy, okay? Okay? And so it's been like a recent thing where like they make more colors of stuff and things are more cutesy, and I'm living. My trinket collection go crazy. But I remember one of those like I don't remember which brand it was, but they made an ad for like those what's it? Noise cancelling headphones, and the whole thing was like they could game without listening to like their nagging girlfriend. And I remember everyone getting really triggered by that because they're like, what do you mean you just released a collection aimed at girls and now you're posting this ad? What do you mean? But similarly, I don't like when they post things where it's like feels like they're making it cute just for the sake of like making more money or something. Sometimes it's just like they didn't think too deeply about it as well. I think that's where you get in programming as well. It's like the distinction between like the designer and then the actual like software engineering stuff. Whereas like you could make it look really pretty, but I don't think that would be the best for the actual usage of it, or like back end things, right? My example of this was there was a really famous like it was really popular. All the girlies were buying it on Cooking Talk, right? And it was a cast iron? Is it called cast iron? It's like a cast iron pan. For those who don't know, this is like the Western version of a wok. You know how you have to season it and it has all the flavor and stuff. For the Italians, that's like the I know the Italians use cast irons as well. I was gonna say this is like how you season your like coffee. What's it, the cafeteria thingy? Yeah. It's just like a solid pan, but you season it and you don't like wash it. Otherwise, it loses its flavor. But anyway, I think it's just called a crock pot though. I think the one I'm thinking of might be a crock pot and not a cast iron pan. But it was in the shape of a heart, which was super cute, right? In theory. But like once you cook with it, sometimes it's hard to clean because it has like angles and stuff. Or like it'll be hard to take stuff out of it because if you're making like bread or something, it pops out because it's a ball. It's a ball. What happens if like you have to scrape the corners and stuff? Corners just make cleaning really hard. Okay? The listed version of a walk. It's true! I've seen the same amount of people talking about how to season your wok as the people who say how to season your cast iron. Ugh, it was crazy. There was a whole trend where people were boiling their wooden spoons and people had to be like, actually most wooden spoons are made out of bamboo, so they're antimicrobial by nature, and so you don't have to clean it. And actually, if you boil all the oils and stuff out, it's gonna absorb more moisture and it'll probably be moldy more. Remember to oil all your wooden products, guys. Look at me talking about cooking, and you guys still don't believe I can cook properly. Yo! Oh, I was talking to my cousin. That cousin that introduced me to anime recently, right? And we were talking about Ichiban Kujis because everyone wants to know bio. Okay. I took a stand against Gacha, but that stand is a hobble at best. Let's be real. But I in public have said multiple times that I don't particularly enjoy the concept of gacha games, okay? I respect it. I think I could fall for it, and that's why I'm very concerned and I don't partake. I do not partake in the gacha games. I do not like pay-to-win games. I have played enough in my life. I have been roasted enough times on MapleStory by the pay-to-win players over having chopped hair, okay? So I do not partake. You got a stinky like he is stinky. Anyway, my cousin was talking about it. Like me, I guess dragons like collecting trinkets, so we both collect figurines, right? But we'll talk about Ichiban Kujis, and there was one that was popping up that had like acrylic stands. And like, he's not into like VTubers or anything. So I was like, so he was talking to himself. I was like, who buys acrylic stands? And I was like, you're just not the demographic. Bean soup theory. He's like, why would anyone buy Ichiban Kuji when most of the merch is just acrylic stands? I'm sorry. Sometimes you can't get proper figurines for stuff, and sometimes some figurines are also chopped. Okay. I like acrylic stands. It's like making like your own little scenario, and you can like, it's like oshikatsu as well. I think it feels, acrylic stands feels very like entwined with oshikatsu, while like figurines are a little more like collectible, right? There's a different treatment about it. Yeah, acrylic stands are easier to clean. They don't collect dust as much. It's not a time, you know, until you get into each is unavoidable. No! Don't say that! That's scary! No! Do I have to start collecting all his, like, game username tags just in case? Oh. I swear, that's like fear. That's my fear. What if, like, there's a world that crosses over? There's a world that crosses over. Actually, one of my friends recently, I think of Koto and Dato. She figured it out. She's an artist, but yeah. So now I am more VTuber friends, guys. Fun. Maybe I'll introduce you guys sometime. She said, yeah, for some reason, this one VTuber started appearing on my feed a lot. And then I listened to her and her voice sounded kind of familiar, like the way she talked to things, and I couldn't place my finger on it. And then I actually clicked after her a little bit, and I was like, oh yeah, I just know I'm a VTuber, I know who I am. Well, yeah, so famous of friends recognize her. I think it's just maybe it's just because we just have the same hobbies, you know. They're my friends because they have the same hobbies. Maybe I'm tweeting a little bit too much about Madoka. I need to stop tweeting and complaining about Madoka, guys. Too many of my friends know I'm obsessed with Madoka and Miku. It's too dangerous out here for me now. It's too dangerous. Yeah, so she recognizes me from my voice. I think I sound kind of generic, though. I'm sure. I just sound like an Australian with a higher voice. I don't have any like vocal things that I say a lot at the moment. Like there was a time where I said y'all a lot. I don't say y'all a lot. Oh, there was a time where I picked up the thing from like neg, or when I was like actively studying Japanese, where I went a lot in between my sentences. But that was years. I don't think I was streaming then. That was years ago. Come you totally well, I'm opposite. So return to Kikomori again? Return to Kikomori. Time to become... No, actually... What am I called? Do you speak Japanese, Lillian? I would say no. Someone asked me what languages I'm fluent in. Dragon English. I don't speak a lot of the languages, but I understand a lot. It's just because I eavesdrop. It's the only skill I'm good at, eavesdropping. You have some tells, not a regular speech, but you emphasize stuff. Yeah, I think there's some phrases I say a lot, but it's very situational, right? Nah, she'll not talk to you anymore because you're too cool. Oh, wait, let me find the exact DM. What am I... This is one of the normie friends I bring up a lot, right? So like, you guys don't believe that I'm actually really, really scary. Scary, right? Cause we were joking about like what type of like jobs we would do. What seems like a fun job that would be fun to try out, right? And she was talking about how she wants to be that person in the airports that like just line manages and tells people to like, please remove this item, please place them here for the scan, please remove your jacket for the check, right? Yeah. And I was like, I continue doing that. You have the aura to be intimidating. I would listen to you. And I was like, I promise that's a compliment. And she told me in full caps lock, you're literally so much more intimidating than me. And then I said, as long as you're not the random check person, because for some reason I always get randomly checked. And I was complaining that they're my biggest ops, and she said that if she was in charge of checking people randomly, she would definitely pull me aside. So glad to know that's the aura I give off. I'm intimidating and also suspicious enough to be randomly checked every time. Okay, hear me out. What if you make her try to be a VTuber? I don't think she'd be interested. I think she tried streaming before, but not as a VTuber. But I don't think she gets the appeal of VTubers as well. She's not a weeb. You're unintimidating. You look so thorough, my friend that I've known for a long, long time has said that I look intimidating, and I am intimidating. Yeah. Okay? Intimidating. There we go. There's my leaks for my private DMs of my biffles. My biffles. It's not interested, she'll just let it pass. Yeah. Well, streaming is a whole specific other hobbies. I think you think I have friends that don't have tons of hobbies like me. We're drowning in our hobbies. It was just a coincidence that VTubing inspires me and is also like an accumulation of all my other hobbies in the past as well. You know, the K-pop, the pipeline, the Love Live to VTuber pipeline. You typed it to, in cover artist to VTuber pipeline. The League of Legends player to VTuber pipeline. Oh yeah, Sean is your dog now. Thanks for volunteering, I guess. What? Get the dogs? What? Oh, guys. Can you guess what type of dog that I would like? Did I tell you guys about this? Hold on. If I talked about this before, then you guys can ignore it, because I think I had a discussion before with the other maids, and they were trying to guess what dog breeds each person would like or would get as a pet. And I was kind of insulted by what they said. I think, but I also forgot. Yeah. It's a cool dog though, right? Are you speaking Japanese? Seems like you switch languages in between. No, I have spoken English 100% of the time today. Right? I'm like, it's a husky? Huskies are cool, but huskies, aren't they like really dramatic and like hard to look after? You might like a golden because they don't really bark, they just like to play, but it's not annoying. No! Okay! So, I used to really like golden retrievers, but then I went to the dog park with my friend once, and there was a golden retriever who really liked me and kept on humping me, and he like stood on like his 2 legs and put his arms on my shoulders. It was very close and it was very traumatizing. So I don't like golden retrievers anymore. It was a very tall dog. I didn't realize they were that tall. So yeah. And like, I felt kind of bad. It was like a weird, awkward, like, what do I do? And the owner was a girl. She was like, I'm so sorry. He is Newton, but he saw another dog do it one time, and now it's like stuck in his head, and he keeps doing it to like random girls. I'm like, it's okay, but why me? Oh. Yeah, they pick up random hobbies. Yeah, they do that. I mean, it's like don't chihuahuas do that a lot as well? Last time she spoke Japanese is when she opened stream. Yeah! It was like one word, right? Yeah, so I don't know if I like Goldens very much. Something like that happened to me with a friend who owns a golden retriever. So yeah, I think it's really common in that breed of dog. It's easy to tell. Huskies also need cool weather. I think there's a lot of huskies in Australia. They're actually really popular, but I feel kind of bad for them when the weather is like really, really hot. They shed a lot too. I don't know if I could deal with a husky. I feel like I would speak to a husky a lot. I'm not really a dog person, let's be fair. But I think like the cool dogs. I think I would get no. I'm gonna say it like a medium-sized dog. I'm a medium-sized dog person. Dogs really see so much worse than with cats. I don't think I'm the best person to speak on this topic because I have a cat and she sheds and I'm allergic to her. Because for cats shedding, it's their spit that you're people allergic to, right? But it gets on their fur. Yeah. If I ever seem really sniffly, like my eye got really, really itchy the other day because my cat was lying on it. Rubbed right against my eye, and so my eye was like swollen for a good day and a half. It was bad. Dobermans are cute! I like Dobermans too. Huskies in Illinois has too much demand. Yeah, they're sled dogs, so they have a lot of energy, so you get to exercise them a lot. I'm a little bit too much of a homebody for that. If you ever feed husky greasy food, you'll have a really bad time. Greasy food? Why would dogs eat greasy foods in general? Oh yeah. Who? Oh yeah. The dogs I always thought were cute were corgis and sausage dogs, Dachshunds, but I I wouldn't say that I would get them as a pet. Other medium-sized dogs, I kind of wanted a Samoyed, which is the really, really big fluffy dogs. But I don't think they would survive really well in the heat either. Because they also like dogs. Whoa. You gotta new things. You gotta factor in their exercise levels. I saw a bald corgi this week. I can sense its shame for being a bald corgi. Why was it bald? They shed like crazy sunlights. Yeah, they do. But that's what you get for owning a cloud. They look so cute. I think I like sunlights because there was this one pet channel on YouTube that I was really into. That it was just a dog eating food and it was like kind of ASMR-y and that was really fun. Yeah, the owner shaved because of hot weather. Don't corgis normally have like short fur anyway though? But fair enough, they're not a double... They don't have double coats, so that shouldn't be an issue. For those who don't know, double coats are... Some dog species have like thicker coats or something called double coats, where there's the outer layer and inner layer, and if you like shave the dog, it ruins the different layers, which normally are used to like keep it clean and things. Yeah. It can ruin its fur and make it like really like bad. Basically. So at all costs, if you have a double-layered like dog, then don't shave it, please. Otherwise, goes unless the exception is if it mats, if its fur is matted. At least that's what I've learned. Anyway, I think there was like a solid like year. It might have been a whole year of my life. I was really into Dr. Dolittle, which is this IP, this specific IP. It is about a girl, or I guess it's a guy, and then I think the later movies are about his daughters, and then there was some spin-offs. It was like multiple spin-offs. It is about this person who can speak to animals, and he was a vet. Yeah, so I really, really wanted to be a vet, so I read every book in the library about veterinary science. And so that's why I know random amounts about animals, but only cats and dogs. I never got into horses. If you couldn't guess by the fact that I did not really play Uma Musume. That one song hasn't stuck in my head because it's a TikTok sound. Yeah, just don't get dogs not suited for your climate. That also. Make sure to brush the dogs. Look after their basic needs, you know? Have you seen recently a Japanese guy no bird can talk and have their own language? What? No, I have not seen that. What's that mean? Huh? It's like subtle differences. I can barely tell the difference between different bird calls. I tried to get into bird watching. I think I had over one summer, I had a bird watching book and I had binoculars. And I was in the forest. I was literally just in the bush. For the Australians, I was deep in the bush. I was like, every day I'll just like stand in the river because it was really hot. And I'll just float in the river with binoculars. And I'll go bird watching. Because there wasn't much to do. And then at lunchtime, I would go catch some seafood and then I'd cook it up and eat it. And that was my entire summer. Also, the one and only time in my life that I've ever gotten sunburned. No umafui. I play every once in a while, but I really don't think the gameplay is like riveting enough for me. It's like one of those things I think you have to play every day for the dailies. Otherwise, it kind of just drops off. I don't remember what I'm doing in it in the moment. He reaches Berlingers. It turns out he has the calls for a lot of things. Oh, like different sound pitches and stuff. That's kind of cool. That's all dedication. Well, it was really much like I want to... This is what I mean when I debuted and said that I'm easily influenced. It's because I watched one of those movies about like summer camp and I'm like, I want to do that. But that's not a thing in Australia. So I did it myself. Bird watching is something they do. That's it. Camping. I did the fishing. I dived. Snorkeling. I was really scared of like the rays though. Unfairly so. Steve Owen would be disappointed in me. Yo. It's like one summer I go. This is what happens when you have ADHD. Undiagnosed ADHD and a lot of time and a lot of access to books. Unfiltered access to the internet. Fierce Hyman, hi! How you doing? I think one summer I borrowed a book from the library about traps and stuff, and I just spent the whole summer capturing different animals. In the neighborhood, I think I caught a bunch of stray rabbits, a bunch of stray cats and stuff as well. It was pretty good. The most successful one was like the old like manual one where you pull a string and it closes the door behind them because they would because in the neighborhood they're a little more used to human presences. Imsa here. Hi. We're talking about random like hobbies and stuff I had when I was younger. And supposedly bird watching is popular, and there's a Japanese person out there has been like documenting different like ways that birds have spoken or like how they communicate with each other. But it makes sense, right, that the birds have like a specific way of talking and indicating to each other, because there's all those birds that imitate other birds or like their call sounds or specific sounds. Isn't it on the Wikipedia as well? How like there's like specific sounds or stuff and they put it in as like an audio clip. But how are you? How's your stream? Hello, fellow Aussie. Yeah. My name is Lillian. I am a dragon and I yap a lot. Today we're just vibing, just chatting. How are you? I hope you had a nice stream. If you have to raid and run, I totally understand. But make sure you look after yourself. Get some good sleep. It's a little getting later for us down here in the southern hemisphere. Also, that having proper winters, the birds get pretty desperate for food, so you can get to hand feed pretty fast. That's another thing I need to do when I go to somewhere with snow then. I've always really wanted to build like a snowman. That's been one of my dreams. I want to go to a place where there's like winter, so I can build a snowman. Maybe I'll try and do it at the end of this year. Maybe I'll head to the northern hemisphere when it gets winter. Yeah, avoid the Australian summer because it was bad. It was bad this time. But here winter was kind of yikes in the northern hemisphere this year as well. Imps are cousins to roomies? Why? Imps are devils! Is this because I get mistaken as a goat and a devil every once in a while? Sound sensationalist. We need a complex cause for quite a while, yeah. But I guess you could probably mark it down as like its own language. They just don't work the same way as grammar. I don't like goldfish because all their flavors taste the same to me. Goldfish? Have flavors? Thanks for the follow, Chowder. Positive for my instant skills it sends me to hell, but the imps, I hope you don't get sent to super hell. Super hell different from hell? Huh? But yeah, I will go see snow and I will build a snowman and it will be cute. It will be cute. But the whole thing with languages, right? Birds having languages, I don't imagine that it would work the same way or humans would be able to comprehend it the same way. Like everyone else is really excited about like, you know, how like technology develops and everyone's talking about all those in-ear translator things. I guess for me it's not as useful, but all those like traveling ones, I don't think it's ever taken off because it's all questionable technology. But the ones that say that they can like instantly translate something, but that doesn't make sense if you understand how languages work. Because I was watching a Korean movie recently with one of my friends, and she doesn't speak Korean, but we were watching it in subbed because that's the proper way. That's the proper way. But she's also not very used to subbed shows. She's a dubber, which is okay. I respect it, right? But she mentioned something that I didn't comprehend, or like I realize is a reason why people prefer dubs over subs. Is she said that some of the sentences, it felt like the actors weren't delivering them like in a way that makes sense to her. And so when I rewatched it, I was kind of like, oh. And she's also one of those like yapping friends during movies. So she would ask me questions and stuff for clarification. I'm like, it's in the movie. But then I would realize like, for her, it would actually show up afterwards because of how like the script was set. Because at least in a lot of Asian languages, I'm speaking for Japanese and Korean specifically, is that like a lot of times like the sentence structure is flipped. So having that translated into like a movie and subbing that properly is really difficult. You know when you say a sentence and it has like a plot twist at the end? You can't really do that in the same way in both languages. For it to still maintain the meaning and also have an intensity it does as well. Or like, especially when there's anything to do with wordplay. We were watching like one of those it was like a black comedy, so it depends a lot on like tension as well. So I feel like maybe she wouldn't be able to get it as much. Maybe I'll try and make her watch the dub version and see if like anything clicks, or like it is more substantial, or like the meaning is conveyed better to her for that. Yeah. What other affects emphasis and how tension is built? Yeah, sometimes they'll be like already like revealing it, but in English you're still waiting for the reveal, right? You also lose subtlety in a lot of the languages when you try to localize and do subtitles localized. I think one of the things I always explain when I first get my friends into anime is like the importance or like cultural difference stuff, where it's the things of like first names are kind of different, and then calling someone by their first name is like a bit it means a lot. It means a lot. Or you know you have friends where like they just pull out the only words that they know in a language whenever like it gets brought up, right? Then usually like they'll say hello, or like every once in a while I get a heart attack because my friend pulls up a term that she heard one of her like classmates say or something, and it's like one of like the rudest terms ever. I'm like, why did you hear that? Never repeat that again. You know, the people who troll when they teach people other languages. I hope that's not you guys, because I'm the person who has to deal with the consequences of your actions. Okay? The panic. You know, blue color and birds are structural colorization. What's the structural colorization? Not actual. Oh, like how the light reflects and stuff. I think I heard that before. Deliberate ambiguity in this natural one language, but might be a very strange and conspicuous in another. That's why official localization often stuck. They try to dumb it down for unfamiliar people. Just give translator notes with actual context. Yes, I miss translator notes so much. Like everyone memes about it. What's the keikaku means plan? But like it actually adds to stuff as well. Or sometimes English just feels like a lot longer or wordier, so you feel like you miss something when it's cut into half as well. Hi, how are you? I'm tired, so I'm not staying long. I had a long day yesterday. Oh, I hope you get some good rest then. Thanks for popping by, Kira. Yo. I totally agree. Localization is real. Yo. It does matter. They don't do translation notes like that. Oh, so the film that I watched, since I'm mentioning, it's a black comedy Korean film called... What's the English name for it? I always... It was called... Oh no! No other choice. There we go. No other choice. Yes. But there was a lot of bad reviews when it went to the festival, the film festivals. And that's because at one point there was like really loud music. And so they captioned it in Korean as well. So there was like 3 different kind of text on the screen. Because people who were watching the film as the original would be able to listen to music and then wanted to hear what like the actual people were saying, so it was captioned in Korean, but then that was also translated into English. But then you also lose part of it because like the song choices matter. Song choices matter so much in film, it really adds to it. That's why I always like listening to soundtracks as well. But yeah. But the Korean film, no other choice, 어쩔 수가 없다. Yeah. Hi! Hope you're having a wonderful day or night. Thank you, I hope you are too. Getting translated notes in a manga can be nice when its entire page veers off into the translator going tangent. Oh yeah, although what? Oh wait, technically they don't have that in the official ones, but we're gonna skip aside that. Yeah, or when they would talk about how they came to a specific translation. Whenever I see like translations for songs and stuff, I also really like it. Cause you see like what word choice and like sometimes you'll see like double meanings and they're like this is the closest we can get to it. Sometimes there's like wordplay with kanji and like lyrics and it's really hard to like translate that as well. It's always a very interesting thing how people do that. Cultural and language differences in arts. People always talk about like naming changes as well, so things are more cool or like digestible for people. That's my biggest gripe. Oh, what was it called? The Boy and the Heron by the Ghibli film. That English translation I think is one of the title is one of the reasons why people didn't enjoy the movie that much, and it's because it kind of. That in the trailer kind of made it feel like it was going to be a like adventure film, where it really wasn't. It was really a self-reflection film, coming of age story, which normally Ghibli is, under some of the layers. That's why OG anime watcher is just not. I think once you get into subtitles, you're only one step away from like being. You're not against learning the culture, right? So you should just be able to pick it up slowly and learn all the different stuff. Or you kind of work with things on like context clues. This language discussion and differences is really interesting as well. Because I write translated lyrics for my friends every once in a while. Or like I help them write like original lyrics for their songs and things. And one of the most interesting things is a lot of them, they want a song in Japanese, but sometimes they want like a Japanese style song in English, and I'm like, oh, I don't know what that really means, because it's like a very clear distinction of like writing styles. Like I'm like, do you want it in like more of a Western lyric style, or do you want it in more of like a Japanese lyric style? Because like the styles and trends of like what the lyrics say are very, very different, right? For those who aren't familiar, basically, English lyrics, I think, less they use a lot of metaphors and the comparisons, but it's very much focused on one specific situation or one relatable situation, right? I think Japanese lyrics are a lot more subtle, and that is because for a lot of things you can, you don't have to specify what your subject is, so there's no clear she, he, who, they, them, I stuff when stuff happens. So you kind of just get a lot of like vague descriptions. So it's a lot more colorful in its imagery and sometimes a little more vague. And a lot of times the subject matter is more just like a shared emotion and reaction to something. And that's like a very clear difference in like styles, right? And that's why I think sometimes when I like listen to English lyrics, it's like a little cringy. Cause if it's not something I relate to, I'm like, yeah, wow, what a cringy love song. But sometimes it's like too on the nose. But I guess it's the same if you like listen to Japanese music. There's some songs where it's just very on the nose as well, but it's still a good song. Hi anime! So that's why you can't really like mix those two together in a way, right? Cause what's a good Japanese song? If like the one let's say Into the Night, Yoasobi song. Right. Yeah, Yoru ni kakeru. That one, I remember it popping off a lot when it was like first trending on social media, and that was because people were like, this hype pop song is really depressing, gas, and I'm like, wow, yeah, well, yeah. Hajin-say, welcome. Nice to meet you. How are you doing? Yo. But that one is also based on like classic literature, so I guess it's a little different in that way too. What are we talking about today? We're currently comparing cultural and language differences when like you're translating, trying to flip through English and Japanese specifically. We started with talking about how, and Korean, I guess Korean as well, where it's two languages that are very different language structures. So things can't be translated perfectly without losing a lot of like tension. And also just like things that have very different culture that can't be related to. Yeah. Like I remember the first time I went to someone's house and they called their parents by their first name. I was flabbergasted. Flabbergasted. Like Seven Sakura has an upbeat melody and has morbid lyrics. Seven Sakura is like one of those like historical songs as well. So, yeah. Situational? Contextless? Lyrical dissonance is surprisingly common even in English hits. Yeah. I agree. Hi, want to learn Japanese so badly? Just do it! What's stopping you? Oh, I saw a thing recently. I also recommend, you learn, the top most used words, and then you just put all your skills in listening. And then you probably should learn how to, but then you end up like me and you can't speak it, but you can understand it. And then you put in all your skills in speaking afterwards, I guess. There's no easy way. I feel like immersion might be the easiest way. Don't people say just like go live there or something to like really embrace everything and learn more? But I think that's a hit or miss. It's just a matter of you keep using language. Yeah, practice makes perfect. You look at fighting games from back in the 90s, the characters speak only Japanese, but the translation isn't accurate even if you search it. What do you mean? So they just like write their own really cool thing? Oh, there was a Japanese discussion that I saw recently, and it was about Jujutsu Kaisen. Specifically. Okay, I'm not up to date at all. I'm still watching the first season, so I guess this might be a spoiler. I don't know. I was just in this thread because it sounded interesting, but okay, maybe one of you can explain it to me. Did anyone watch Jujutsu Kaisen or has read the manga and is kind of up to date? But I think Gojo has like a secret, like a strong ability attack, and it's a color or something. Wait, let me Google this. Gojo. Yeah, but a lot of times, like, if they just get someone with like localization, they just rewrite everything. Old school translation wasn't the important thing. It was more about the vibes. All like the English versions of like opening songs, how they just made their own song, and it is pretty iconic in its own right. But it really is it just a thing that all the rewrites of like originals, like opening songs for those shows. Which channel was it? Was it 4Kids or whatever? Right? Yeah. They always just summarize the whole event's description. It's literally just the blurb, but in song form. Yeah. Hermit Purple? I don't know. I think it was the Japanese people were like crashing out about. Okay, I say crashing out lightly. They were just discussing it because I think someone had an attack that's a color, but it was a pun in Japanese for the character, or it's like the color they use is like an old term for it that no one really uses, so it seems more artsy. But then when they translated to English, they literally just said like orange or like some really basic color, and everyone's like, it could have been better translated, right? It could have been like, I don't know, some specific term for it, like, you know how people think aquamarine is a cool one, or people don't really know what color aquamarine is. Terracotta. I think everyone knows what the color terracotta is. I remember when I used to say like, I like periwinkle purple, that's my favorite color. Everyone's like, what is that? Or like when millennium pink was like the color of the year. Or what's it called? Drunk tank pink. Or Baker Miller pink, which is the color, a pink shade that is supposed to, has been scientifically proven to reduce hostile behavior. She's still in the cursed stomach of me. I enjoy 4Kids. I think I don't remember which ones of which dubs is which, but I enjoyed them nonetheless. I remember they just took a lot of flavor out, but if you don't know any better, at least it's accessible. Mulberry pink is nice. Everyone knows the color of lavender. I hate how lavender is mainstream. Peh. You're already dead. What? Omae wa mo shinderu. Nani? You are already dead. What? Huh? But that kind of works. That's a very literal translation, no? Do you know that Japanese meme? Yeah. I do. Everyone knows that meme. Oh my. Why can't I speak at the blah. Yeah. It's just literal translation. There's no other cool way to say it. There's goofier translations. What about the believe in the me that believes in the... Believe in the me that believes... believe in the me that believes in the you... In the... Me that believes in the you there. Yeah, that one, you know? How's that one going? Omae wa mo shinneru. Nani? Tengen topomato. Yeah. Cecil Tongue Twisters. Wait, English is broken. My English is broken. Someone came in and asked if I was speaking multiple languages. Well, I've been speaking English this whole time. Hi, Bob. Hi, Aki. Yeah, some combination of that set of words. Believe in the me that believes in the you that believes in me that believes in you that... There we go! You die when you are killed. No way! That's all news. News in Japan is walking into electricity apparently, and I never heard about it until everyone declared it as being walking into electricity? Walking into electricity? What's that? I actually don't know that many Japanese memes. Every single time I watch Japanese content creators, a lot of them are just like dancing people. It's just dancing people. You die when you're killed. Captain Obvious there. Captain Obvious. Oh, this classic. Oh, that's also one of those things, right? if I play like visual novels, I always contemplate. I always contemplate so hard if I should play it with like English stuff or Japanese stuff because the voice actors are different. But then also like sometimes I'll miss out on stuff or whatever. Oh, there's a visual novel that I've been really meaning to play, but it's just in Japanese, and I'm like, will I be bothered to translate the whole thing? Or will I give up before I'm done? So should I like just pause and wait until like the actual official translation is out? I don't know. Maybe my cousin used to do a bunch of translations for fan translation stuff. Maybe I'll just send it to him. Oh. You can turn any mechanical motion into electricity, but humans are incredibly inefficient at converting calories into kinetic energy. What does the rest of the energy turn into? Just sweat, right? Isn't it you can't lose energy, you just turn to a different form? Oh! Wait, how's that a meme? It's the platforms, right? That they put in all like the really busy areas and it turns into electricity. Oh, yeah, heat! True that. Why didn't I think of that? It's just really expensive to do, I think. Oh wait, the game that I really want to play, which has no English translation, is this one. Hold up. Let me see if I can find any more information. Oh, there is an English translation of the name, right? Magical Girl Witch Trials. Yeah. Okay, that's a very literal translation. I guess there's no official translation name. Do games don't they change up the name a lot when they translate it? Not really, right? 魔法少女の魔女裁判. It looks so cool! It looks so pretty! It's so my vibe! And it's magical girl and creepy! Let me at it! Let me at it! Let me at it! What I do? Just get all my friends to voice... Wait, it's fully voice acted. There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way. There's gotta be a way. Do I live translate it for you guys with my patchy Japanese? But the translations will never be as good because I won't be able to localize it. Cause like what happens if I'm like I'm gonna miss. The thing is with visual novels, there's so many like hidden like secrets and stuff, and that's not something like you can like figure out unless you're like really deep. Oh boy. It's go. I'm gonna translate it. It's gonna sound really lame. Like, oh no. It would be as cool as Cubase. Wanna sign a contract? Instagram, I mean, because every reel uses that whole explanation to the description because it's really long. It gets into the algorithm. Oh, really? In English, not to anime, the lines and dialogues have to be changed to match the lip syncing, but at least it's accurately translated. They actually put a lot of work. There's some like localizations or specific things where like they've done where I'm like, whoa, that was a really good translation. Copy pasta because someone used a long description of Japan's footstep ingenuity on Instagram to get into the algorithm. How's that work with the algorithm? I don't understand the algorithm anymore. It's okay, I got it. Okay, I got it. Do whatever you want, eat everything you're cooking. Thank you for the follow, Jarvis. Definitely. Instagram is weird. You don't need to understand it. I'm such a boomer. I don't know how to use Instagram. So basically, Instagram is little people app. That's little people app. I always get surprised when people don't use Discord, okay? I get surprised when people don't use Discord. I know people who still use Snapchat as their primary form of communication. I'm like, you're joking. You're lying to me. What do you mean Snapchat is your primary form of communication? Hello, how are you? You look super cute. I just want to say hi to you. Hi! I hope you're doing good. Did you pass the Discord HS? I haven't been given it, but isn't Discord like backtracking because everyone's canceling the Nitro as well? I also cancelled my Nitro subscriptions. Mostly because I didn't realize I was still paying for them when I crashed down and checked all the subscriptions I was doing. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Aaron, this is your public service announcements to make sure you check all your accounts and make sure that you're only paying for the subscriptions that you remember that you use and pay for. Discord Nitro. Discord, I have to have Discord Nitro. It's been rough without it because at least for like VTubers, you send a lot of like PNGs or like files, and sometimes it's too big. But then sometimes you're like too lazy to put it into a Google Drive and send a link, so that's always an easy way. And I, for one, I feel like I'm chained. I'm buckled. I feel like a boomer if I can't use my emojis because how I like message and type is so it's a boomer coded. I'm sorry. I swear it's not. It's just a weird mash of all the weird cultures and stuff that I've been trying to learn. I don't understand why anyone would want to use the purple one by Facebook. I think it's cool. The last time I used Instagram was when it was still like a... You had to push the square and that was it. And there was no videos yet. I think I kind of missed that. I think there's more curation and stuff for it. But with all the videos, it gets kind of overwhelming. Like when videos appear in feeds and stuff. It feels... Like, if I didn't use TikTok, I guess I would use Instagram, but they kind of operate and give me the same type of content, so I don't need it. The current algorithm meta is to ask AI how you should act so that search AI would like you. Huh? I know that there was like that weird trend where people would ask their like AI, or I guess it's just ChatGPT, if they could like... Could you just like post a picture to describe how like I treat you? And I'm like, what is this? Why are you guys getting parasocial with your own AI? What? Slightly dystopian. Yes, I really like Discord. I hope it doesn't burn in a dumpster fire. Well, that's what everyone said about X as well, and we're still here. I think I said it multiple times, but I don't have the energies. I don't have the mental capacity. I barely use my social medias as is. I don't know if I could learn a whole nother social media, guys. Guys, no. Free me from this jail. I still want to do A6. Maybe by the amount of awesome stuff that I cook up. And my very sophisticated language, they just bypassed me because I sound very old. Maybe it's because I used the amount of thumbs up emojis that I've used in my lifetime that they're like, ain't no way this girl is a minor. Discord is in a YouTube position right now where there's no real alternative for what they do that's been widely adopted, so they got away with acting the Mickey this month. Yeah, but everyone's always talking about YouTubers would die and stuff, right, as well. I guess... It was the same as Twitter. All those platforms don't have a good alternative. It's like how Twitch doesn't... There's no real alternative to Twitch either. They kind of like coexist. YouTube and Twitch coexist because they're kind of very different communities and like expectations as well. That's the real reason why I don't like multi-stream. Because I feel like I wouldn't be able to like figure out what to do. Because it's the slight differences. Bye bye! Have a good day, anime! Use cow emojis. Take the I did use cow emojis on Twitter because sometimes I can't find a good emoji. The default emojis aren't cooking as hard. You can compress images and videos before uploading, but it's pain because different servers have different file sizes, different numbers of boosters. Oh, but compressing them is also very difficult. I always save images like the largest file size I can. So that's why I have like crazy large files that I send around. You know, sometimes it's just easier, like, not clicking so many buttons as well. Especially if I'm making a thumbnail for a collab. It's just easy if I can just search it up. If someone sent it earlier, I'm like, oh, I'll just yoink this and use this again here, you know? Gonna have to start making databases for all my friends that I collab with, so I just have their PNG on the list. Rather than just, like, searching and or asking them each time. I wish someone would show me how to social media. Use it however you want. There's a lot to talk about. I mean, I guess if you are who you are, then that is its own niche, no? Isn't it all about finding your own niche? Speaking your mind, being relatable. Yeah, or you can take the rage bait method. My Twitter alternatives right now are trying to be similar to Twitter as possible about being Twitter so you wouldn't have to relearn much. You don't have to relearn much, but I'm a creature of habit, okay? I don't like updating things because it looks different. I crashed out, like, when I had to update my Twitter app. Like, it's still... Only several months ago did it finally lock me out and I had to actually update it. Because it was still Bluebird recently. I don't like visual differences either. That's why if I get used to something on default mode, I never change it. That's why my OBS is on dark mode and my Twitter is on light mode. It's just whatever's the default. I heard lots of people coming back to Twitter. I think there's been several countries where like they're getting more serious about everything. The main reason everyone was leaving Twitter recently was because of the whole Grok situation, which was making things really weird. Yeah. It's a bit of a pedophile, but I don't really associate it with it. Luckily enough, fingers crossed, I don't have to deal with it. So it's okay. It's just me sharing random memes and making jokes online, so it's okay. Assuming there is at least a valid reason for that, it's really expensive. Yeah, wasn't that a thing? Didn't they say like so much content gets like uploaded to YouTube? I wonder how like they survive or like pay for all their servers and stuff. It's like when I used to send like files to people as well. You just had to use Google Drive and stuff. But before that, Japanese people. Something I have a bone to pick with Japanese web design and like Japanese web design and like graphic design is really stuck in like it's like old school. It feels like scrolling on like old school Tumblr kind of vibes, right? Because sometimes I'll have to like receive files from like a Japanese person, right? And they upload it to something. It's not even a Google Drive. They don't really use Google Drive, and I don't understand why they don't use Google Drive. I guess it's because they don't use Google. But they do like file sharing things where it's like you have to put a password in. I think those still exist, but I don't see them very often. But the one they use is also fully in Japanese, and it gets kind of annoying as well because like there's so much like text. Like, I don't know why the website has so much text. It hurts my brain looking at it. Hold up, what's the Western equivalent of it? Like File.io and WeTransfer. There's graphics and stuff, but no. For the Japanese one, I'll track it down specifically what it's called eventually, if I can remember. But it's literally just like a plain white page. It looks like one of those news pages, right? Where there's just some ads. And then it's just like text on text on text on text. And then you have to scroll down and then there'll be a place where you put the password and there'll be like a bunch of disclaimers. And then you can see all the file names and stuff when you download it. Oh boy, audible file shares is still a thing. Yeah! That's why I think it was Discord, you can't go down because that's how we send files now. I don't want to go back to those websites. Please, no. I think YouTube has been a lost leader for Google for a long time, and that's why they've been so combative against ad blockers and also insistent on cutting features. People like to replace them with stuff people didn't ask for. I swear that most of the these media websites are at a loss. Isn't Twitch losing a bunch of money as well? Hi Twitch. Isn't Netflix losing a bunch of money as well? Oh boy. Imager? I do Imager. I use Imager. No, it's all locked, right? Yeah. For references, cause I do. For Pinterest, when you send like mood boards and stuff, it's kind of hard to put things together. And at least for artists, if like you are an artist, we use something called PureRef, so you can send boards to each other. But I think Imager is the easiest way to like put a bunch of pictures. Alternatively, there's a Google Drive, right? So it's either or. Yeah. I prefer using Imager because you can add notes underneath. So like when I'm requesting something specific. Oh, for the cover of Different that we did, that was an Imager with everyone because I needed to list everyone's heights on there. And like specifics and stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, I just have like a Google Drive of all my references and like a bunch of notes in Japanese, and then I think there's an English one, and then I don't know if I ever finished the Korean one. Heights, you say? Yes. Heights! I got everyone to agree. It's doing it height accurate, guys. The artwork is different. Is height accurate? Well, it should be. I didn't really check it, but that's what we sent the artists. Twitch isn't interested in video hosting, but they started doing it recently because people are complaining, right? I noticed recently that my VODs stick around for longer. Which is honestly a slay, because I ran out of space on my computer, so I just download my VODs of Twitch, which means that it's only in 720p. I'm so sorry. If I recorded it, it would be better quality, but my computer runs out of space, and if it crashes or I run out of space while streaming, it crashes my whole entire computer, so I would like not to have that happen. Would like to not have that happen, so that's why I just download the VODs of Twitch. But the Twitch VODs have been sticking around a lot longer, so it makes my life so much easier. Speaking of which, I think there's like several VODs that I've uploaded onto YouTube that I will be releasing probably after the stream. I'm trying to drip feed it to you guys, but I also leave it unlisted, and sometimes like I'll post one earlier because I think it's funny and I just want to get it out earlier. And then there's like a lot of like older VODs that I just have edited and just unlisted on my VOD channel. Hee. Yeah. You can share a file on Google Drive, but it gives you limited space, so you need to pay for more space so you can send. Oh, yeah, but I think the first upgrade isn't that much. I ran out of space a lot, so yeah. I think it's fair enough. It's similar to like my phone. Something on iPhone is you can't just put an SD card in there, so you just have to like pay for like using more clouds, and then they charge you for the cloud as well, so it's kind of like an unavoidable subscription type of thing. They really have you in the glass garden, yeah. Yeah. Just Apple things. So, but it's not that big, right? Any decent files share will inevitably become pirate safer, so it's all good to use them for business purposes. It depends on how big the files are as well, right? I think you get decent amounts of storage pretty easily, though. Let me check how much storage I use on a daily. Hold up. Broom. Yeah, it comes with 100 gigs. That's more than enough for everyday use. I don't know what... Like, I put VODs and stuff in there, and then it's kind of oofed when I need to edit and stuff, but... If you're careful and organized, I think it's okay. At least, like physical storage is a lot more cheaper now. So it's not too hard. I think storing files... There's a time where it gets towards more hoarding. Because I think there's like a bunch of stuff I don't even use, or like just memories. Like, do I keep it as memories? Like, is it important to me? I don't know, but I'll keep it anyway. What's turbo? Yeah, you can plug in an external drive now. 500 gigs of cloud storage for 100 years, but it's super worth it. I think backing things up from the cloud is good. Wait, everyone... I didn't realize it was a thing. Because I know, like, what's the... Dropbox. Dropbox has it where you have, like, the app and you, like, save things directly into the cloud. But I've always just, like, saved things onto my computer and then made a backup on the cloud. But I think it's because my internet's not, like, the best. So I feel like working directly from the cloud seems weird. Do people do that? Do people do that? I'm talking about it because, like, I needed a file one time. And I was about to send my computer in to get fixed. But I got requested the file on my computer while I was at the computer shop and this guy was looking at my computer. So I was kind of panicking. I'm like, did I back it up? I don't think I backed it up. I might have backed it up onto the physical drive that I like saved it onto the physical drive that I unplugged. But if it's on the computer, then I won't be able to get it for like a few weeks if he has to fix it and stuff. I was panicking for real. That's why having digital copies is important. Just for accessibility. Technology crazy. Oh! I remember back in the day, there was someone I met and they were like playing like games. But like really intense looking games. And I'm like, is that a mobile game? I've never seen that before. And they were explaining to me that somehow like they hooked it up to their home display. And they were just like using their home display from like remotely. So they could still use like their hyper pog PC setup on the go. And I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Whoa, that's crazy. That's so fancy. I didn't even consider that a thing. I like to think it really expands my horizons. I like learning new technology things and different ways to implement them. Everything is possible with a little sweat and layers on layers of platforms and programs. Oh, several years ago... Was it 2 years ago? We did that game show, remember? The Guess Who the VTuber Is? And that was really... The main difficulty with that was routing all the audios. And that was with like... I think it took 3 Discord accounts and like 2 different like plugins to be able to just only look after the sounds. So one person in call could hear one other person, but they couldn't hear the rest. Oh, that was rough. That was rough. Yeah. That's why technology is so cool. And that's why I'm always so excited to figure out different ways to use it. One day we will perfect it. I still want to perfect the visual novel concept that we did before so it doesn't bug. We need to figure out why it has a refresh issue or the cache gets stuck. I have a 2018 OS folder in the cloud for archiving purposes. Do they delete stuff? I have some maps that I remember really fondly of. I always make new accounts because I forget like what my old account is called, like the passwords for it. But then I go scroll and look at on the OSU website all like the songs I used to play and just re-download them. New year, new me, same old songs and maps. It's nostalgic. We talked about it before how there's like several songs where like I can't listen to it without like in the back of my head hearing phantom sounds of like the default, because I didn't even have like change my sounds up unless it was came with the map of the clicks and drag sound effects. Twitch Turbo is really good. You can store the whole stream for 60 days. Huh? Twitch Prime also does that. Twitch Prime requires... Wait, for me or for you guys? I don't know from my side. I don't really watch VODs on Twitch very often, so I don't know how that affects me. Does the streamer need it? I don't think the streamer ever needs anything, right? No way, no way. I already in a working relationship with Twitch. No way to expect anything else from me. And she wants to edit it rather than upload. Yeah, I like cutting out the starting soon and the ending screen, and sometimes I'll edit any issues or BRBs and stuff in between as well, just cause it's nice. Like the God fishing one recently, the latest upload on the channel, that one that was the crash. So that's technically 2 VODs in one. Am I about the amount of new technology is actually just renting things from large companies? Can I say oh, okay, I don't know too much about this, so maybe you guys can shed some light. But I've always been a Nintendo girly. I don't stream Nintendo games, but I like playing it. It is one of my pastimes. It's one of my me hobbies. That said, I suck at Mario Kart. Do not ever ask me to play Mario Kart. If there's ever a Mario Kart tourney and you're like, why isn't Lillian participating? Cause I don't want to. I'm so bad at that. And Super Smash Bros. I don't play competitive games. I'm a solo gamer Nintendoer. Okay? What are you playing in there? I play Animal Crossing. I play Zelda. I play Pokemon Rumble. Pokemon Ranger and Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. It's okay, I don't care for Nintendo stuff either. I like Mario Party, but it doesn't hit as hard as WarioWare. Where's my house picture? My house is a mess. I haven't touched it in a bit. Yeah, I'm not great at it. But I remember recently, what was it? It was actually a pretty long time ago, right? When Steam announced that they were releasing their console. What was it called? The Steam Deck? No, that's Stream Deck I'm thinking of, which is a streamer thing. Steam. Oh, it is called Steam Deck. Okay. You said you would share your Animal Crossing house. I don't even have the pluggy thingy in it. What's it? The capture card. Steam Machine was a PC console. They had a PC console thing? Since when? Anyway, this is about the Steam Deck, because recently they started discontinuing the cheaper options for it. Lower storage and lower screen quality ones, because they're running out of the chip. The chip is becoming too expensive, the RAM chip or whatever. Right? And then they also announced the Switch 2. Which, can I just say, I thought I was really losing hope in console. Because after the Wii U, that was kind of a flop. The Wii U was a big flop. The Wii U sucked. Ugh, so bad. And then it peaked again. Because Switch was so good as a console. You could play with friends, it was portable. There were some issues, but they kind of worked it out. I still have some issues with it, but it's not perfect, but it's pretty much perfect, right? Just on the user and optimization, right? Wii U makes Sonic 06 look like Sonic Adventure. Why did we need an extra screen? It's one of those things where I think they were trying too hard to be an iPad. Well, we don't want an iPad. We don't need a tablet. If we wanted a tablet, we'd just get an iPad. But yeah, so it's nice controllers and stuff, it had the same feel. I don't think Nintendo devices are really known to feel high quality or solid for gaming. Maybe because I'm used to a PC or something. You always buy the extra controllers anyway, but the default one was good for a casual gamer. You can get upgrades or whatever if you play sweaty games. Yeah. But the newer version, it's basically not worth upgrading from a Switch to Switch 2. Only if you don't have a console, in my opinion anyway. Confirm? Anyone confirm? I've only saw some of the videos, but they just make some really basic upgrades. I mean, people be out there buying the next iPhones all the time, but I'm I don't think it's worth. But then into the discussion, I'm what can they add that will make it more interesting? Because the whole appeal is it's portable. Like, increased battery life makes it more portable, but that's not really, like, groundbreaking stuff, right? I'm hoping they put in the best batteries they can for the price point already. But gimmicks! People love gimmicks! That's why they buy products. Yes! But what gimmicks are there? Oh, what happens if they make a foldable console? No, that would make it so much worse. Imagine if they start adding folding glass to everything. Everything seems to have folding glass these days, and I don't understand. We don't need to fold our technology. I have so many friends that are really into flip phones, but not even like the foldable ones, the old school ones, just because it's like a cool vibe. So many people are going analog now as well. I don't know what they could add. Maybe like better controllers. That's pretty much my only complaint. I don't like the controllers. That said, I don't think I use my controllers that... I think I use my controllers too aggressively, because even my Xbox controller, which I use for PC gaming, use for Deltarune, the plasticky stuff always like starts like flaking. Do you guys have that issue? Yeah, that was so sad. I'm like, oh, it's nasty. Oh, I heard that some people have like issues of gaming mouses, or like they use it so often that like, I don't know, it gets all gross. Oh my god, that's crazy. I recommended a keyboard to one of my friends one time because I used to be really into mechanical keyboards and things. And she was asking me, what keyboard should I get? And I'm like, what keyboard do you have? And she's like, oh, I kind of like my keyboard. And she sent me the keyboard and it was disgusting. And I'm like, you know what? You should have this one. And I sent her a medical grade keyboard. Because those you can throw in a dishwasher. You don't need switches. You need help. Well, that could be said about a lot of mechanical keyboards. That is a rabbit hole of a hobby I don't recommend you guys getting into. That's one of those hobbies where, are you into it for the tech or the art? And his answer is both somehow. One thing is like, cause keyboards were really trending with TikTok especially, I think, where people were comparing and trying to make the perfect setup or really aesthetic setups. A lot of pre-built keyboards are more affordable and really good actually. Yeah, flaking, yeah, the plastic for the controller, like the plastic, the roundy thing. Yo, the plastic comes off. I want better audio on a console that doesn't warm up. Maybe it's because I'm used to, what's it, the Nintendo 64? That I would... I don't think the warm-up is that long. You have to appreciate it as well. I was watching a video essay recently, and it's talking about how a lot of games now, they hide all the loading scenes. But there's some games where they're fighting against that and adding in loading scenes because it helps with the user experience, even though most people aren't used to loading scenes anymore. How do I describe this? Let me rephrase that. In modern game deving, they try and remove very obvious loading screens because people aren't used to it or don't like it as much. I guess it's more for console games, because Genshin and a lot of gacha games just travel through area and then fast travel is fine, right? But it's just like for like flow and like for story-based games especially. The one that they were using in the sample in the video was like Spider-Man ones, how like they have an animation, or a lot of like which adventure one? There was like a specific game they mentioned, but I don't remember which one what it's called. Where every single time they have to add a loading screen, they basically make the main character crawl in between two walls and it loads. The Forest does that too, I'm pretty sure. So that is kind of just like a trope and like thing everyone does. But at least for Spider-Man with the load, if you actually want to like quick travel or whatever, they kind of added in a loading bar just for usability. I personally like loading screens sometimes. I think I play a lot of older games, especially RPG horror games and stuff, where like the loading screen adds to it. It kind of lets you, it feels more like a story. And I like it when they do it like in an artistic way, right? It's only when you see too many of them in a short period of time that it gets annoying. So I kind of think A balance is needed. A balance is needed. Also helps if like there is a linear structure to it, that it helps you know that you are going in the right direction. Like, this game is slow PC. No! Everyone has loading screens, right? There's like behind the scenes loadings and stuff, but every other game has loading screens. Now loading should be historically preserved. Hey, the closest thing you guys see to it most frequently is probably my loading screen. Well, mine just say starting soon. Should I change it to now loading? Yeah. It's time for story games. I like them in story games. I think if you get integrated in it, like, adds more than just like having it makes it more digestible. Maybe it's just because I'm against instant gratification now. I think waiting a little bit makes things better when it finally happens, right? Also, when I play horror games, I'm always so grateful whenever there's a loading screen, because it's kind of just like a mental recheck, because I'm like, what just happened, and for me to process everything. And that's personally why I like loading screens in horror games as well. Any linear story game, basically. It's so good. It's so good. Open world games, you kind of have to add them in eventually when you travel, because there's just too much content. What I hate is hiding loading screens of long corridors, elevators, etc. Basically forcing you to waste time even when your PC already loaded in the level. Oh, so they're just like stretching it out to like make time for everyone to do it. I don't know if it's because I run into bugs very often, but a lot of times on those long corridors where there's supposed to be stuff loading in, I always end up glitching them. And then I just have to reload the whole game anyway. Especially for like indie devs and stuff. That sort of thing. Yeah. Or there's like the cutscenes where you can't do anything and nothing really happens, and I'm like, did the game freeze or something? That always scares me as well. As someone who constantly breaks games. Okay, I'll put you in a loop to load new maps. No, because it's also really fun. You know, like the loading screens where they add little like fun facts or stories and stuff. Oh my god. But the actual ones where they put like comics and stuff. Oh, well, this is mobile games. Like a lot of rhythm games, when you load into a song or whatever, you'll get to like see little comics of the characters and stuff, and it's so cute. Like the mini games. Shush, Shuffle. Well, not like that. I think everyone who plays League in the loading scene is like clicking. What rank am I up against? How many mastery points? Not me though. Not me. Not me. I'd be reading those lore drops, the fun facts. Press button, it'll glitch out. Yeah, maybe I'm not as patient as I like to think I am. Ego Benedict, the Living Tombstone, big fan. Yes, I definitely know all your songs and the lyrics. Right, Sean? I know the lyrics to their music. But Ex Benedicts, I don't mind them. I like poached eggs better. I think Eggs Benedict is too much sauce. They add too much sauce. Too much hollandaise sauce. I need to make the disguised loading screen with the worst case scenario in mind of someone playing with the minimum specs. Good games will make the transition screen fun to play. Yeah. Isn't that like a big thing that's happening as well? Where they just remove things instead of just making things more pleasant? I remember a quote, because you know how ice skating has been blowing up. Alyssa specifically, if this is Lou, has been blowing up all over my feeds. And it might just be like my friends and I, because we all have been seeing her everywhere. But one of the things, was it her or was it the other ice skater, was talking about like she likes seeing the struggle because it makes her feel alive. Not in a whatever that word is, mass or cheese way, but like in a way where it's like you kind of can respect things, and it's time, like you know you're playing a game. There's only so much like immersion you can do. This isn't VR or whatever. Like, make it fun. If it doesn't impact, like, instead of impacting everyone's experience of it. Game tests and loading screens are great too, except all games load too fast, so you can't read them. That's one other thing, you know? How like when you buy games now. Wait. This might be a Nintendo specific thing. So when you buy a Nintendo game now, a lot of times they'll make you download the DLC, or like they'll give you one card and there's no booklet. I miss the booklets. I miss them. I read them sometimes when I got really stuck in a game and they were like, oh, forgot some sort of like, needed some instructions on the controls, because I would forget every once in a while. They don't give them anything, or sometimes they'll have like cool art in it. And now no, they package the art as an art book and you have to buy it separately. I can only get so many books. Yes, the pretty pictures. Oh, why'd they get rid of it? And then sometimes the game, like I was so excited to get a game one time, and I loaded it in, and it was still region locked. And I was like, oh, score, I get to play early. It was still region locked. And then I still had to sit through like a long download because the game card only came with half the game, supposedly. Did like the big game companies see that everyone was getting away with all those pre-release games on Steam and was like, how can we do that? It's like the user experience. Once things like expectations are set a specific way, it doesn't ever change back, and it's really hard to change back, right? There's one thing that really annoys me as well. So a while ago in Australia, there was an avocado shortage, and so all the restaurants and cafes and stuff increased their prices for avocado things. And when they raise prices, they're always like, oh, it's temporary because they're really expensive and it's hard to get. But then they never lower it down again, and it just stays that price because people are used to paying that now. But now it just feels like it's not worth it. I talked about my obsession with avocado toast. It's not worth it. My friends judge me even harder when I buy avocado toast because they're like, it's not worth it. You could make it at home. But they taste so much better at cafes. So true, so true. Yeah, sorry, I crashed out a little bit there. But avocado toast is what cool people... Yeah, they do. Nothing cooler than talking to your friend and having the table shake. Table shake. Oh, I don't even know if my table shakes enough. Hold on. Once again, my demonstration of what it's like to have brunch with me. Don't go. So... how was your day? Me soaring into my sourdough. Yeah. Now I gotta order other things. Lillian's shaking, not stir. Yeah. So those people that buy oranges while making juice? Oh, like fresh squeezed juice is good. I like those. Those vending machines were like charity that I've used a few times, where they give you freshly squeezed juice and it's pretty good. Chainsaw bread knife. bread knives are a thing, and they're shaped like chainsaws. But when they like give you at the cafe, it's always like the butter knives where it's not really serrated, right? I need a whole steak knife. They should just give me a steak knife for it. I want a steak knife. When I had time, that's why I buy a bottle. Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair. I think I told you guys before, but one time I went to I was with my friends. We were at a... I don't even know what it's called. Is it a bar? Anyway, there was a bar. I was looking at the menu, and I don't really drink alcohol, so I wanted to order a juice. And there was canned juice, like from a specific brand that I technically haven't tasted yet because it was overseas, but it was in a can. And it was the same price as their their mocktails, which is non-alcoholic cocktails, right? So I was like, yeah, the Yale Tavern. I was like, do I want a custom-made drink or something they pour out of the can if I'm paying the same price for it? like, ooh, like, maybe the canned one is really, really good and fancy, and that's why it's served here, because who even serves canned juice, right? Oh, but it sounds fancy. Cocktail sounds fancy, and maybe it'll come in, like, the cups, the fancy cups with the rims or whatever. Like, you put the sugar and the salt on the rims and the cool straws. So I ordered a cocktail, and, like, I didn't realize, but... Because they just had the name, and I think all cocktails are supposed to be just like non-alcoholic versions of like a real drink. But I don't drink, so I didn't know what any of those actual like real alcoholic versions were. And I had it and it was spicy and I couldn't drink it. It made me more thirsty than I started off with because why was it spicy? Why was it spicy? I really should have just gotten the canned juice. It was a waste of money. I had one sip but then I gave it to my friend. She liked it though. Was not pleasant. You'll order milk. I'm not gonna order milk at a bar. It was give me a headache though. I don't understand bars. It was because it was late though. I didn't think anything else was open and we were thirsty. But there was like house music playing and it was like trance music. I felt like I was being hypnotized. It was like really low lighting as well. I don't know. It felt like I was in RGB. The hell. I'm too antisocial for this. Take me home, shoot. Oh, it was spicy. I don't know. It was juice, but with spice. No, the whole place was empty. Maybe it just wasn't a good bar. The more you know. Hey, you gotta experience things in life to know if you like them or you don't like them, okay? We got where we wanted. I think we had ice cream after that, so my energy levels refueled, so I was happy after that. It feels like the place gonna be sensory overload. I feel your pain. They're way too loud. It was way too loud. And it was like an awkward level of loud. Because have you ever eaten at a restaurant and they don't play any like background music? So it's kind of just, you're just kind of there. And you're like, okay, hello friends, how are you doing? But then there's also like the places that play their music a little too loud where you kind of feel like you're having to raise your voice to speak to your friends, right? It's like a balance. I feel like it's part of the experience and they should like pay attention to it a lot more. Yeah, well, that particular bar was empty, but they played like the music like mildly loud, so you could still hear like the bartender making clinking sounds and like people talking. But it was also kind of like there was no ambiance as well. There was no ambient sound, so it was just boom, 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 and you're like, yeah. I can't hear you. Reminds me of going to the Corinthians bar, but when I got there, the fishes are fake. What? No way! That's like, what do you call? What's it called when it's false advertising? Why would they use fake fishes? That's against all expectations. No way! Oh, thank you for the follow, Ellie. Such a scam. Oh, what? Well, at least you don't have to pay for entry for that sort of thing, right? But it wouldn't be hard. They should have put it in the architecture. I'll get so tilted if that was a thing. Maybe they used to have real fish and they failed to keep them alive if an aquarium failed to keep their fish alive. Isn't that a really big oop? Isn't that like their entire job? Isn't it like what they study for? Isn't it like their only job? I hear that like a lot of people mistreat fish unknowingly and that's why fish have a reputation of dying easily. But yeah, that's not true. I know a lot of people who are really, really into plants. One of my best friends is really, really into plants and she inspired me. That was one of the reasons why I really wanted a cottagecore room and I bought a bunch of plants but they all died. Because I didn't really contemplate it that much, right? Yeah. I think it's similar, but like you have to know a lot and it's like a really solid hobby. But there's like safe options to get. Like What's the one fish that's really popular in all the fish stores in Australia? Neon tetras, I think, is a really common fish that like is very hardy. It's very hardy. That's a big oopsie, definitely. Parent job is to raise real fish. They can put real fish in there. Okay, what was it? In the deleted scene of K-pop Demon Hunters, they were supposed to have an aquarium day. And I think a lot of like designs of like restaurants and stuff, they normally have at least like an open area, like the other side of one of the tanks. So sometimes you can see people like passing by, but it's not like a big deal. It's a restaurant or a bar, it's not like a big deal. Like when I go to Disneyland, there's like the themed restaurants and then you'll see people and that's fine as well. Yeah. Wait, do you think... My friends call me insane for this, but do you guys go to an aquarium and then judge each fish by how tasty you think it will be? I was thinking about this because you said you love crab. Do they serve seafood at an aquarium restaurant? Because the only aquariums I've been to, they normally just have like a cafe and so it's just like themed cute snacks, right? Like a I don't know, like a garden eel themed churro. I don't know, how do people... Well, I don't do it when I go to a zoo, obviously. I don't go and say, wow, that bear looks like it'd be tasty. But something about fish going to an aquarium feels like you should... It's a reasonable thing to judge a fish by how tasty it is. Some of them are rare. They're deep underwater, and some of it's really obvious. Like, I remember when I was in Osaka, the aquarium there, they had like the really giant crabs, which are like as tall as me, and 10 out of 10. Would eat. Would devour. Hi, One90. I'm not really careful live fish, they all seem kind of dumb. I think I appreciate and like the aesthetics of aquarium. I'm not interested in every single fish as much. Fish is sentient and all that. I go for like my favorite animals, but I do like just staring and like zoning out because like it's really cool in there as well. They always aircon it really nice. It's like really chilly and you just kind of stare in the blue and it's like hypnotizing in a way. It's like why would you go to like a cafe, right? Oh! There's one thing I really want to do though. I think it was trendy. I don't know what country it is. I think it might be in the sea somewhere. But it's a concept cafes. Concept cafes are a big thing in like Asia in general, I think. But I think there's one, like a few cafes where you go in and the whole restaurant is a giant like pond, like a giant lake. And you kind of have like platforms in it. And what you do is they give you a fishing rod and you fish up your own fish and then they cook it for you. And you just have to eat whatever fish they cook up. Which is fine, because I don't know if there's that big a difference between fish. There's some fish I know that I don't like just because like they're harder to eat because of the bones. But I don't think there's that much of a difference. I went to a fish and chips shop before. And they had fish and chips. And then they had like specific fish as well. And so I just ordered the fish and chips and I was like, wait, what's the difference? Do they give me whatever they feel like it? Is it just like gotcha? My friends ordered the other ones. And you could kind of taste the difference. But I think it was like not worth paying the extra money for. I would consume them. I thought they would taste bony. What would taste bony? The big crabs? Crab tastes good, but I would say that cracking those crab claws would be very annoying. That would, like, need a sledgehammer. I can understand a restaurant keeping lobster tanks to show off to customers, but I've not heard of crabs in the same situation. No, they do it to all fish. Asian restaurants, Chinese restaurants specifically, they have, like, the whole... If you go to a seafood restaurant, Chinese seafood restaurant, they have the abalone. Literally, the whole fish shop, the whole fishmonger is right there. I've seen abalone, I've seen crabs, I've seen like... What's that fish they really like? Barramundi? I really like eating Chinese food. It's all there. Crabs, lobsters. And you get to pick which one you want as well and they'll bring it to you and they're like, oh, do you like this one? It's the Asian equivalent of, you know when you go to a fancy like a French or like European restaurant and they're like, oh, is this wine good for you, madame? And they show you the bottle and they give you like a little pour and then you swirl it around. You're like, I think this is fine. Is what I imagine it'd be like. Once again, I don't drink alcohol and I'm not fancy enough for that. But that's what they do in the movies. It's a similar one where like you order like a fish or a seafood and then they'll like catch it out and you'll see them in the background going like, oh, with the net. With the fish going crazy, and then they'll bring it out to you and like, is this one good? And you're like, yeah, that's fine. Probably around Malaysia, the sounds of it. Maybe all this extra work before you finally get to eat makes it tastier. Well, I think it does. Watch it. Sometimes putting in the effort makes it taste better. Because you can have like crab soup and I don't think it tastes as good as like actual like crab stuff. Yeah, you need specific crab tools or good hammer. I think there was a while that I kept on getting in trouble because I just tried to bite it. It sometimes works. Yeah. I've never seen giant prawns, I can say, but the lobsters and abalone for sure. Chinese and Japanese can eat all parts of the big fish, even the liver and some organs. I really want to try puffer fish. I don't know if I like it, but it intrigues me. Mantis shrimps. Oh, in Australia we have a few like species, I think, of like lobster-adjacent animals, which are pretty interesting. I think in slang they call it bugs here though, which is a bit confusing to foreigners. Seems fish eye steamed in alcohol is the best. Oh, I don't know if I've had that before. You don't drink alcohol? Alcohol makes me sleepy. So I don't really see a point to it. It literally, I can have maybe 1.5 solid, standard drinks of alcohol, and then I'll have a headache. Well, no, I'll get sleepy after 1 drink, and then I'll get a headache, and then I pass out. Basically, if I try to drink more, or like after like an hour or so. And then I wake up fine, but like it's not a pleasant experience. Like, you know when you like feel like really dehydrated? The passing out is like when you get like heat stroke passing out, where like you feel really gross. Yeah. My favorite travel channel was by the guy who was clearly little but still pokes fun at all this overpriced fancy stuff. I honestly don't understand like deal with like really fancy food. I think there's like a degree of like how good food can be, and anything over that is just try-harding. Or like a lot of like really expensive food used to be not expensive as well. Like how lobster used to be for poor people. It used to be for the peasants, and then the rich people took it and were like, now this is ours. No way! No way! They're stealing the poor people food! Pufferfish, I heard it's good though, I don't want to die. As long as you get to a reputable place, I think it's fine. Sounds like sleep meds, like with a bad hangover. I guess. It's not really sleep meds. It's like I have like a really, really bad headache, and then I lie down. I'm like, I'm just gonna close my eyes and like suffer in pain for a little bit from like aching head, and then I just eventually just knock out somewhere. Oh, they serve food on the rock. Maybe they add a plate somewhere. Well, that's kind of fancy. I remember like being taken to a steak place where they cooked the steak on the rock, and I didn't know how to do it, and I felt so out of my depth because I'm like it's cooking in front of you. I'm like, I like it medium, so like how do I know when to stop it? Like when it's finished cooking, do I just eat it off the rock and then wait until it slowly cooks more? Have they heated the rock so when it cools down it will hit exactly the temperature and like how I like my steak to be cooked? Am I supposed to remove it off the rock? It's kind of stuck on the rock, no? Yeah. Why are you cooking on the rock? It was like a trend a few years ago, like several years ago. It's like clay pots are a really good thing. I like Chinese clay pots, but one of the good things about it is like it's a really hot pot and the rice burns and people like the crunchiness of the rice and they mix it in, and that's always really interesting. That's fancy. I think some of it is consciously expensive. Like, look at what I can pay people to do. expensive ones, like once you get like to the crazy ones where it's like you pay $100 for like one bite of something, isn't it more like science? It's more like an art. People do it more for the art at that point. I used to be really obsessed with this particular dessert chef, Heston, I think his name was, where he did a lot of like scientific and like chemistry. He like combined chemistry and cooking, and that was really intriguing to me. That was when I had a huge popping cooking craze. Popping cooking being a Japanese like candy kit where you kind of make your own candy, and it uses a lot of like very simple like chemistry type stuff, or like fun little activities, powders, or you drop things into the water and it coagulates, things like that. That was really cool. What if they tasted anything? Like anything. Like anything other than just pure sugar and artificial flavor. Talking about how lobster used to be prisoner food. Lobster used to be prisoner food. I know there was a trend going on recently that people were fighting back about. Because there was this influencer who was trying to rebrand like soup and rice as like detox brothy rice. What does that mean? Well, there was that one influencer who was trying to promote his like hot pot, and it's like you can make hot pot in one pot. I was making it seem like it was like a brand new thing. I'm like, that's generally how it happens. Yeah. Send me to that prison. Sounds good to me. Oh, do you guys have a final dish? Do you remember when that was trending? When everyone was like deciding on if they had to have one final meal, what would your final meal be? Quick, guys! Quick! If you had to choose your last meal, what would it be? Pizza? You gotta be more specific, Sean. Just gonna pull up a whole pizza, chef? I feel like you should. Have you tried potato pizza? You should totally try potato pizza. That one's good. Meat lovers, oh. Mashed potatoes or liver liver? I've only ever eaten liver for health purposes, like, cause it tastes healthy to me. But I love mashed potatoes. I don't think it's always art. Some sounds like marketing. They sell expensive water at 60,000 per 750ml bottle. Acqua di Cristallo Tributo Modigliana is the brand rich people things. It's like how ale one is like super expensive for things, right? There was a rabbit hole that I went down recently because it's a trend to buy like really expensive smoothies. I think it started becoming a big thing because Erewhon collabs with a bunch of celebrities to release one. But I look at the ingredients, it's really just fruit. And then every once in a while, it's like random stuff that I'm not sure has a flavor in it. I think it's just there for like aesthetics. Or just for health, perceived health benefits. Because they be adding what's it called? Whatever it's called. The blue powder that's supposed to be healthy. Or like they add sea grapes or sea moss and stuff. Oh... I'm like, oh, what's the point? What's the point? But people like the color. You should try potato pizza, I recommend. I like bread. I would eat bread. I think my last meal would be, I really like hot pot. That's like my 90% of my diet. Or go-to meals as well is just boba and hot pot. That's what I eat a lot. It's because it's just easy to get as well. Otherwise, I eat a lot of sandwiches. I like sandwiches a lot. I eat a lot of sandwiches and salad. And I actually really enjoy them. Hello, Grand. Welcome. Last meal I went is fried rice with egg and rice with soy sauce. Wait, that's good. Wait, you should. How do you like your eggs? How do you like your eggs done? Tomahawk steak of grade 5A Wagyu. Yo, fancy! That's fancy! Isn't that too fatty? Isn't the whole thing with Wagyu is super fatty? Wouldn't a tomahawk... I feel like you need a bit more. I feel like 5A Wagyu is a bit too heavy, no? Isn't tomahawk like giant as well? Spirulina. Yeah, spirulina. Funny, a lot of health benefit stuff doesn't have strong scientific evidence. It's like how a lot of people promote stuff as like having detox qualities, where detox isn't really like a nutrition thing, right? My understanding of nutrition at the moment is as long as you get enough protein and fiber and like your other necessities, it's just like a lot of people need more protein and fiber. Because a lot of people just don't eat enough fiber, and protein helps you just build muscles and stuff, right? Healthily. Yeah, that's all you need. A lot of things are just is just for aesthetics. Did you hear how ube is popular? I was talking about it yesterday, right? There was a Australian news video thing that came out on TikTok. Stop it! I'm not brain rotted. This is educational. Yeah, and it was talking about how like they estimate the high schoolers, whatever sample size. I think they sampled the wrong schools, but they said the high schoolers are reported to drink 4 cups of matcha per day. I don't know how they afford it. 4 cups of matcha, and like kids are drinking energy drinks. That's crazy. But there was a prediction a while ago, but I really didn't think it would come true. But so people were saying that ube was gonna be the next big flavor that everyone would craze over, and it's starting to happen. And they ran out of ube recently, and there's been a lot of like discussion about it because the ube farmers don't actually get a lot of the money that comes from it. But they're trying to keep up with the supply because matcha already is super expensive and hard to get, the powder, because it's what's it? I think they were saying the demand for it increased by like 300% or something, right? For ube, at least, they're trying to sell like white ube or like it's clear ube, so it doesn't have the purple flavor or like color, but it tastes the same, and people aren't buying it. So it's literally just the aesthetic. Matcha was green and now it's purple, and they just there to because it's like I guess social media able as well. That also helps. I guess a white drink won't look very like cool on social media. That could just be a cup of milk and no one would know. Which is a thing. I don't think I will follow this trend. I enjoy matcha a lot. It's fun to drink and I like my caffeine. But I unfortunately will not be drinking ube. Unless it's in like what's the tao? Yeah. Tylo? Yeah, some of them have ube. I forgot what it's called. The one with like all the ube stuff in it. Oh, I don't know what it's called. I had something with ube before. Oh, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. My friends are related to it, so she does make ube flavored desserts, everyone. Real ube tastes really different. There's also 2 color variants. Ube color, one is white. Yeah, the white one. They're trying to sell the white one now. There's also a reddish and bluish variant. Really? I know that there's I eat a purplish bluish one. I've had like a soup with it in it, but I don't think it's ube. But that's savory. It's one of those things where ube isn't naturally sweet, right? They just use it in a lot of desserts. So I think it'll like taste very different in that context. Maybe I'm just not used to it. But Grimace was ube. Oh yeah. I remember there was a Grimace shake before, and then I remember trying it, and it was something. It was really something. It's not really sweet. It's like how I really like dragon fruit. I hope dragon fruit becomes popular because I think people hate on it way too much. People hate on it way too much. I've been really into this specific dragon fruit ice cream. It has lychee in it. Banger. But it's one of those things where it has like a really refreshing flavor and it's just not very strong. But you can implement it. Have you guys ever seen people order bubble tea, boba, and ask for no sugar and then complain that it's no flavor? Is it because most of bubble tea's flavor comes from the amount of sugar? You just have to figure out what level you can handle without it becoming overly sweet for you. Because tea itself, usually, a lot of them don't have like that strong a flavor. I even seen warnings, like signs in front of boba stores, like if you notice the sweet if you ask for less sugar, it will have less flavor, stuff like that. Tapioca pearls. I love those. Yeah, I had a real girl dinner yesterday. Actually, today too. It's been a very girl dinner type of thing because it's been really warm and I haven't gotten to do my grocery shopping yet, so I'm pretty low on food. I'm really scourging through my fridge trying to cook whatever I can. It's been a rough 2 days. I'm lazy. I need to go. I need to put out time tomorrow. Luckily, I'm not streaming. What did you get? Salad? No, there wasn't even enough ingredients for a proper salad. Did I tell you guys what I ate yesterday? Last night for dinner, I ate 3 slices of cheese with a handful of cherry tomatoes. I had like half a bowl of like this tofu stuff with ginger syrup that I got given that I didn't finish before. And then I ate a quarter of a pomegranate. Too lazy to cook better stuff. No, there's literally nothing to cook, and it was really hard to go out today because I didn't have time to buy more groceries. So that was my dinner. And then I got hungry later. Who would have imagined? So I have like I think I talked about it. There's like a Milo thing that they said it's restorative Milo. And Milo is this chocolate powder that they sell in Australia. I don't know why they named this one restorative and they tell you to drink it at night time because I don't think it's any different and it's really just chocolate milk. But I drink it at night time. And so I just chuck a bunch of chia seeds in it for my fiber intake. And that's pretty much the main food groups. Fiber, milk, chocolate. Some fruit. All good, all good. And I always have boiled eggs for breakfast. I just stick them in my mouth. And that's my protein. Let's go! Maybe she's eating like a savage. No, it's a trend. I'm just trendy, you know? It's just trendy. You know, like deconstructed like breakfasts are a really big thing, and people are calling it like Balkan breakfast. Oh wait! I think the night before that I had half a tomato, and then I think I had sardines, and then I had a fried egg with rice. So that was pretty good, right? Crazy. But today's was pretty decent. I'm like really out of food, so I had leftover like hot pot cubes. So I had a spicy one, and then I put in water because I ran out of chicken soup that I normally have frozen. And then I had a bunch of udon. I really was trying to make udon from scratch, so I really tempted to make udon, and I was gonna like make the soy eggs and make proper udon soup, but I ran out of the seaweed. The kelp? What do you call it? Is it kelp or seaweed? I don't know. This the wakame to make a kombu dashi, right? Yeah. So I kind of just replaced it with a hot pot. Half a hot pot cube, and I ate it with a bunch of vegetables from my garden. Now, why are you calling exhausted? You're starving. I'm not starving. That's all the food groups. Yeah, at least I had a meal, right? Don't worry. I still have my Milo that I have to drink before I go to bed. Nori is only. I consider nori more like the dried stuff. Though you ration until the next month? No. I just have like a grocery shopping. I think the next month is about to happen, right, guys? It's alright. I'll be eating good maybe tomorrow. We'll see. Next week. The reason she won't tell us was that because you guys worry too much. It's also just it's too warm. I would eat a salad every day if I could. Yeah. Okay, that's... Guess what? It's time for my chef... For my, to my guy, she gets one good meal per week. I wanted to order food today! But it was way too expensive. I think I wanted to order 2 dishes because then I could keep it frozen in my fridge and eat the leftovers over next few days. But it was $80 to get it delivered, and it was only 2 plates of food because I have rice at home. I didn't think it was worth it. I'm not crazy. I'm not insane. I could buy like a week's worth of meals for that. So that's why. But seriously, don't worry guys. I'm fine. $80? Well, $80 for the food including delivery. Reminds me of meal story? Oh, I don't know the story, so Okay. Time for my mile, guys. So that means it's the end of the stream. Did you have a good Zatsu? $80 for delivery. Australia was also crazy rates. No, I'm pretty sure it's like maybe... It's like a 30. I think it's like a 30-minute away. I think it's because it was raining. Maybe they hiked up the prices because it was raining. Didn't know you live on the moon. Oh, it's over. Yeah, it is over. I still have to prep. I have maid duties tomorrow, and then I still have to prep stuff for the game show that I'm hosting for next stream, which will be on the weekend. Yatta! Thank you, everyone. I barely even noticed it was 3 hours. Thank you guys for listening to all the brain rot and TikTok fun facts I gave you guys. I'll see you guys next time, okay? Come to the game show, even though it's a weird time for a lot of you. Yeah, come watch me roast my friends and force my friends to confront their dark past. Okay, if it's daytime for you, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. If it's nighttime, Yasmin. Bye, Sean. Bye, Yoga. Bye, Trouble. Bye, John. Bye, Silva. With food costing like that, I'd rather grow my own food. You should! And then you can barter. People have been bartering for food, and it's really cute. Like, you trade different vegetables that you need and stuff. Yeah. I specifically need herbs because I can't really grow a lot of herbs because my cat eats them. Okay, I'm gonna make Caramel, who's also yapping. See you, everyone. Bye, Carl. Thanks for all your hard work, Echo. Otsukare. Rest well. Bye, Kanaido. Bye. Bye, Trouble. What about you? Yeah, of course. I love yapping. This is like the second yap stream of the week. Yeah, remember guys, eat well. Don't let your last meals just be dreams. That sounded bad. I take that back. What's important lesson? Oh yes. Remember when you're waiting on a train platform for a train to hug the pole. And don't whistle at nighttime. Yeah, right? That's a good lesson to take away from the stream.